that brings us to session number 52. We actually have to look at it to remember which one we're up to. And we are picking up Pathfinder from where we left off, doing a story relating to Curse of the Crimson Throne, which is that book. Still with the price tag on it. Characters are deep in dealing with helping a damsel in distress. We're actually not into that section yet.
Sounds good.
Well, I always said that
Wrong damsel.
I wouldn't say the party's deep into helping a damsel in distress. There's only one member of the party that's still dealing with the damsel in distress right now.
So the amusing thing is it was the same name, just a different part of the book.
So he helps the NPC, but the PC just didn't care about it. What was saying?
Very much so.
Okay, that's all right.
PC's only met her once.
That's okay, I'm just saying.
But the NPC, yeah. Okay, so yes.
He knows the PCs.
Yeah, it doesn't help your situation, you put that.
So I'll get Jeremy to introduce himself and his character.
Well, good evening all. Yes, I'm playing Corda, the elven half-human warrior of Sandpoint. Would-be hero, trying hard to live up to what he believes are the legions of the Pathfinder Society now that he's managed to join them. And discovering an aspect of the sentiment of never meet your heroes. But he's going to try and bring the name back around.
I'm sure it won't take much effort for you to fix all that stuff. I'm sure you're that good.
Well, he's certainly determined and willing to try. Set the example for all that others may follow.
It does help.
I almost choked on my dinner then.
Next person online is Martin.
Yes, I'm playing Barak Bloodguzzler, a wild druid, also with a bit of animal aspect to it, and just trying to tolerate the dense city that we're living in.
It is quite a dense city.
It's getting on my nerves. It gets a little bit feral.
Also online is David. I had to check to make sure he was actually online, but yes, he is online.
I can talk about Bella if you like.
No, David's there.
Is he?
Yeah, you guys hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay, so best to speak away at the moment. I apologise. Hello, I'm David. I play Bella Silverton, a completely innocent and lovely human sorcerer who is the embodiment of all that is good and happiness.
Mm-hmm. And totally not being corrupted by devils.
Is that an attack on our wisdom save? My charisma's quite poor. I'm not sure exactly how it works in Pathfinder.
I think it would be an attack on your morality
That
save.
would be my charisma versus your wisdom, and you're going to lose.
It doesn't help that he is just so wonderfully charismatic.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody loves him except for those people that know him.
That's a very good point, actually. That's a very good point.
Well, that's great. Corda knows how to deal with balance. It says that, yep, if he hits a moving and doing it coming, he's lying.
What was that, David?
Has Bella ever done anything to seriously betray the party?
Not provable.
From Corda's perspective, there was selling out the town of Usador.
I said the party.
No, I can't see any problems right now.
And everything is a commodity, Jeremy. Everything.
As I said, I'm not disagreeing or arguing, just thinking that Corda takes to look beyond the party.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's called us dumb ideal.
Sorry, I think we're interrupting Sparky's introduction.
And then we're up to Mark.
I'm the Sparky, the innocent Dwarven Rogue. Innocent. I'm out innocent.
Kevin, keep having to remind us of that one.
Yes, that's right. Who is starting to hate... Starting to see why Belloc is Belloc in the city, and why Pimwinkle turned the way Pimwinkle did. So.
And you didn't follow his footsteps?
No.
Not wanting to follow in Pimwinkle's footsteps. I'm sure they're gilded in gold. So do something different. Work for the Queen.
Yeah, because she's so much better.
Oh yeah. Go from brother to sister. I'm sure that'd be fine. No. Been there, done that.
You haven't actually worked for the sister.
Yeah, hard pass. I'd rather work for Pimwinkle.
Listen this way. I heard all the stuff from Dexter in regards to all this, and I think I'll go with some history on the whole thing. I take everyone at grain of salt, but there's a lot of history there. What I heard anyway. Could be one-sided the conversation, but hey.
Fair enough, but most of the Nexus complaints were about Pimwinkle, not the sister.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be something in between there somewhere.
Oh, well, no, 'cause I think the sister was a bit involved in the fact that her house got sold in the first place.
But no one actually told Nexar about the sister's involvement with that. Pimwinkle never did.
And let's leave it that way.
But I thought we actually were all there when we saw the sign at the front yard or on the front door.
Well, you saw the sign, but you didn't know it was the sister's involvement.
Oh, okay.
Only person who knew that was Pimwinkle, and Pimwinkle told no one. So that's a reminder that was player-only info.
Okay.
And all the bad things that have been mentioned about the sister, Pimwinkle never told the party.
Okay. Cool.
So only Pimwinkle knew that, which is why having an antagonism towards the sister is unrealistic, because Nexa would never have told anything about that.
And so Belloc has genuine reasons to be not antagonistic, but very, very intimidating.
I have no problems with Belloc doing that.
Fairly extreme caution.
But Nexa wouldn't have had any bad stories about the sister to speak about.
Okay.
Well, except that, didn't it become party knowledge that the sister's activities in Ilseburg?
They gave her a wagon in that place, but they never found out what happened with all that. Some of that stuff turned up in Magnamar, which she gave to the mom.
Yeah.
So most of it was hearsay, not actual fact.
The only one that knew it was fact was Pimwinkle, probably. Yeah, great, 100%. I didn't really kind of verbally dispose it to everyone.
No, you didn't tell anyone about the stuff in Magnamar. You told your mom and left everyone else out of that.
Yeah, sure.
And so I'm just pointing out that these are what the party has done, using player information instead of character information to make a decision.
Cool.
To hate someone is sort of a big stretch.
No. Well,
Yeah.
she wasn't
You guys are
trustworthy.
judgmental as hell.
Oh, she wasn't
Yeah,
trustworthy.
I've never denied that for a moment.
Hating her because she's the sister
take the
is
sister
fine.
for the fact that Cordar's Cordar.
Absolutely.
But hating her because of stories about her.
Yeah. I think I might have a look back in Cordar's journals. I think I got as far as I was doing that. I'm thinking, really, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Bella sees too much of himself in the sister, and that's why she scares the hell out of him.
Especially considering she's got the ear of the Queen.
She did tell me who's
Yeah.
chemical sister.
Yeah, no, capabilities are
That's what
disturbed.
she did last week.
Nexa did, I believe, but didn't see.
The sister told me.
Yeah. The sister said it was Pimwinkle's sister.
Yeah, then I probably would have taken a issue with people being a sister. Yeah. That's why we're
Okay. So yes, you're currently at the game day of the 13th of the second month of the year 4709.
So 22.
That's 23 here.
23, sorry.
22 was yesterday.
Okay, sorry.
So yesterday was your 222222.
Explain what was bad day.
Okay, so it's 22, the day that we we're going after Kudia, or is
It
there actual-
was the 12th. The 12th of the 2nd was the day you went after Trinia, and today's the 13th. So,
So Bordar's out of count at the time.
Cordar's otherwise engaged. We'll leave it at that for the moment. As the rest of the party are back at Nex's pad, hearing the news that the murderess has been captured along with her accomplices. And that's been announced throughout the town. And noticeably enough, Cordar has not returned.
Yeah.
Now, I know I'm going to talk to Bella here because he's the most now experienced person in the party right now. Corda doesn't go AWOL at any stage, does he?
Corda leaves us quite frequently. He goes off on a half and just goes and worships a god and does whatever we two shoes things he does. He actually genuinely does things quite often.
So should we worry about him at all?
He's got a few like dogs told the truth.
So we shouldn't have to worry about him missing at the moment, I suppose.
Standing on either shoulder of Bella, you see two different crows, ravens staring at you with red glowing eyes, and both of them are nodding vigorously when you say we should worry about him.
We should worry about him.
They start nodding vigorously when you say, should we worry about him?
Whoa. Bella turns to them and starts speaking in Infernal. What do you mean worry about?
One of them replies in Infernal, couldn't hurt to have have her worrying, could it?
Oh, don't do that. She's silly enough as it is.
I still got a puzzle look towards
So
Bella.
we can't understand.
You guys don't know anything about Corda actually being missing? Like, he's actually, you haven't heard anything?
Well, he hasn't checked in since he ran off across the roof chasing Trinia.
And apparently, Kudia was captured along with her accomplices.
Yep. Accomplices, plural. Also, you're not here, shut up. Ballard turns back to the party. No, he's fine. I'm frozen.
Bella is the go-between. So,
Yes, they're one of their micros. And they're not crows.
You see one of the crows lift its claw up and draw its claw under its neck, giving the sign of throat cut.
So I've got an owl, but it's stealth, so I don't know if the two ravens are ripping its head off. I don't know.
That they are looking at it curiously. They'll corrupt it later.
They usually only miss with children.
Normally, yes. That they only like the left eye and children.
Dwarven party members.
What about dwarves?
They go for the pure at heart.
And dwarven party members.
Well, that's me. But
Where's the hellhound?
if it tries to miss,
Currently warming itself in the fireplace.
Do we have a name for the hellhound? I can't remember.
Floppy.
Fluffy.
Hellhound Fluffy. Yeah, that
Call
one's
Fluffy.
Fluffy.
It looks at you from inside the fireplace.
Fluffy's such a...
Are you being a good fluffy dog?
The whole fireplace
such a
lights up
good
in
boy.
fire.
Ah, good. At least I got one of the three pets on luckily. I feel better now. Okay, I'm going.
If you feel any better, then that's the deal on this time too. Look, so to boil it down, let's be perfectly honest. Cordar could be captured, or he could be having a soul kit going and hiding, in a cave or something. I don't know, whatever Cordar does.
Can I ask everyone a question? After my experience with one of Pinwrinkle's relatives, what's her
That
deal?
must have been dramatic.
What's her deal? She scared me.
Oh, good, excellent. She's not to be not to be worried about. She's not scary at all.
Oh, okay. I don't have to roll an insight check to realise that Bella.
Yeah, don't mess with.
Yeah. Don't mess with her? Okay. So it was a good thing that I didn't kind of join her crew, is what you're saying? She offered me to join her crew. Okay. It's a silence that assumes that's a good idea. Okay, gotcha.
Both the ravens are nodding their head vigorously.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna sit near the fireplace, not too close. I'm still just getting over my
Lvl3 turns to one of the ravens. You are a bad influence on him, and you are a bad influence on him.
And they both look at you and nod vigorously.
Go away, cause some trouble. Come back in half an hour.
They both nod and fly out the window. You sort of think that they're saying I as they run out.
Okay. Okay. No, I'm just gonna sit down and relax because I still got a I got rid of the arrows and knees, so I'm a bit better now. So still hurts a lot, though. Takes a while to get over arrows and knees.
I'm sure it hurt every time it gets like it's going to rain.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna sit on one stool, put a stool up for the other knee. Just back, relax. Yeah. Okay.
Personally, I don't care.
I don't want to go anywhere right now. I've had enough.
I feel like I need the murderous back.
Okay, we'll just wait for Cordar to get back then. Okay, I'm happy with that.
Do we wait like a half a day, or how long do we?
No, we don't. Belloc looks down to Sparky and his hands start glowing and then eventually catching fire. He slams his staff into the ground and says, "Get up!"
What you said? What
We don't wait for Cordar for anything. Let's go and get this stupid woman.
Well, we're going to look now. That place is being ransacked.
Oh no! Be useful. You're supposed to be the curious one. Go and find her.
Look, I had a bad day yesterday. You're the one from this town. You sort this out. And I sit back down.
I'm sorry. You what?
I'm sitting back down. I need a day off. You go find out where Cordar is. And this girl. I reckon you find one, you find the other.
Hang on, I just need to look at my spells.
Are you looking for Torch Dwarf spell?
No, I've got that on. I've got that as an instant cast. What do we got?
Focus spell.
Burn your hands. I'm assuming what's going to happen.
No, nothing quite so. Flaming Spit, no. What are you wearing?
Apparently, he's asking. Valaf's asking what you're wearing.
Excuse me, you don't ask a girl what she's wearing.
Asking what.
Suddenly a lot less.
I couldn't help but rephrase it.
What can Bella physically see you wearing?
You can see a leather armor,
Yeah, do you have a hat?
a shield on the back, and 2 daggers on either side. 1 dagger on either side.
Yeah.
And I've got my a little backpack which all my thieves' tools are on the back one. Shields are on top of that. I wear leather armor.
What about a nice hat with a feather in it?
I don't have that anymore. So I didn't take that one from a certain person.
Yeah.
I have a ring on each finger.
Okay.
On each hand, I have a ring on each hand. That's my double ring I have.
Bella goes to the ledge above him.
And jumps off.
Valaf
Alright,
goes.
this grabs whatever it is that's on top of it.
So apparently Belaf gets on top of you.
I think the kid was going to a shelf and grabbing whatever was on the shelf, but it keeps cutting out of it. So.
I know. I'm improvising.
Can't slide on it and throws it at Sparky's head.
Okay. Light flies towards you, and you're struck by hard light, and then the light goes out.
Would I have a reflex save to miss that one? Or not?
Well, they didn't make you take damage, but if you'd like me to do damage, I can get Belaf to roll.
Oh, no, I'm fine with that. Okay. You said not to worry about him. He's probably with the girl.
I'm not worried about him. I'm concerned about finding the murderers because I don't trust Corda to do anything without getting self-righteous and caught or killed.
Well,
So we may as well do the job
Oh,
ourselves.
why didn't you say it in the first place?
Get up. This is your life.
No, you
Did
could've-
you? Tiny moron.
No, you should have said that in the first place that you don't trust Corda, and then okay, I understand that. You didn't say that.
Right, fear check. I'm going to use the fear skill on Sparky.
Trying to intimidate Sparky.
Sorry, intimidate. Yeah, we're going to use intimidate on Spark.
Okay.
So now knows this location. Should we move? Or maybe
So the Corda that finds us again, yes.
well, we can stay within reach. We can stay in observation distance, but so that we don't get ambushed.
Jeremy, can you roll a d20, please?
Oh, I can do that.
2.
Yeah, sorry, I can't do very well. 7.
That's okay.
Better than I thought.
Alright, so with an 18, Belaf starts walking towards Sparky very slowly, saying, "If you don't get off your silly fat dwarven ass, I will show you realities that will make you fear to live for the rest of your short life. Get up and let's go."
No, I think, and I'll just say this. No, people could sisters scared me more than that.
I can't fear.
No, I thought you wouldn't. I knew you would.
Okay. Mark gets to make a will saving throw to see if he can not turn into a panicked.
Oh, that's interesting.
DC 19.
I'll pass it easy.
Yes, but how much did you pass it by? You have to pass it by more than you have to get 29 to not be affected by it.
Okay, well, I'm 27.
Jeez. Nice one.
Decent will save.
Yes, but spells have different effects, so you don't. A success is not being affected by it. So for fear, on a success, you become frightened of him. On a success.
I run out the back
That's
door.
true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Where is he in the? Which no? Is he facing me? And was my back to the front or the back? Or the back?
You were sitting on a stool.
Oh,
Yeah, so he's facing towards you. You were saying that you
Yeah.
were by the fireplace. Belaf was at the fireplace. He threw the thing at you. You gave it sass. He cast fear at you while he was slowly walking towards you. And there's a good chance everything's getting darker and his stuff is getting flaming.
I ran out the back door.
Okay.
How long would I run for based on the roll?
Not very far because the back door doesn't lead anywhere except to a small courtyard.
I start climbing outside the outer courtyard.
Okay.
Belaf
Athletics check.
sighs, looks to Fluffy and says, "Go on, Fluffy, go find her."
Yeah, I don't go far. I got a 12 total and a +9. I got acrobatics.
Okay.
Be thankful I didn't send the ravens.
So, just for your interest, the Fluffy took your guidance with a natural 1, bursts into flame and charges out after Sparky.
Amazing.
And is next guy going to lose another house?
And what was your climbing roll?
Climbing's elite, isn't it?
Athletics, yes.
8.
8. Okay, as you start trying to climb one of the fences, a hellhound is charging you from behind.
Gives you more incentive to climb.
Just to let you guys know, I'm half health still from the previous session. If I fall unconscious, it's all Bella's fault.
That's okay. Well, I
If
can
you
fix
do
you.
it,
There's nothing that says torture like death and then revival and death and revival.
So it hits armor class 25.
Yeah, it hits me. I'm 20.
Jesus.
You're 20, so it does hit you.
Fluffy, why?
Especially I'm nice to Fluffy too. That's a bit unusual.
Well, you did basically bark an order at Fluffy, so Fluffy.
No,
would've
hey, wait. I was very nice to Fluffy, and I was suggesting that that Sparky wanted to play, not go and mess Sparky up. Go and get him.
But to be fair,
Go and get him.
Fluffy had heard the interaction between you and Sparky before this.
So that is 8 points of piercing damage.
I'm surprised Fluffy didn't bite me.
Plus 4 points of evil damage and 1 point of fire damage.
Jesus.
So that is 13 points of damage all up there.
I have 7 hit points left, by the way.
At which point Fluffy takes a deep breath and breathes on Sparky.
I was about to say, at which point Sparky falls down off the fence and takes D10 damage.
No, come on, 2d6, be reasonable.
Okay, so that is a reflex save for Sparky. Roll well. 18. Okay, critical miss.
Uh-oh.
Oh, critical miss for them. Him.
For you. You dodge into Sparky's flame.
Into the hell.
Belath would like to act if he gets a chance.
So that is
You'll have to come out from the sitting side.
15.
Yeah, Belath's had every intention of chasing Fluffy down because that did not go to plan.
27.
Ouch. Is that total hit point damage so far?
Jesus. Fluffy, no. Why? Fluffy, you made a friend and now you've lost it.
And you've been having this thing sleep at the end of your bed.
No, Belath's okay with that.
So it does 126 fire damage to Sparky.
Ouch!
Oh, sorry, I looked at the wrong one. I was looking at the Nissian Warhound. My mistake.
Yeah.
143.
That's like Fluffy does much more damage.
So that's the CR. The CR variant does 10d 10 damage.
Right.
So in that case, then it was the DC. How much did you roll? It was 18, wasn't it?
I rolled 18 DC.
Yep.
Did anybody else just have a small heart attack?
Yeah.
So that was 24 fire damage.
I'm still down.
Okay, so you're on
That's okay.
dying too.
You're not actually injured to death, at least.
Okay, Belath will try and chase them down as quickly as possible.
Okay, so now you're going to go as you see the Hellhound light up of excitement, rush out, and a bite, and then a really hellish regurgitation as the backyard lights up on fire.
Can I just go?
No!
Can I just say, why Sparky? Oh no, why Fluffy? Sorry.
Fluffy.
Why Fluffy? And just fall on the ground.
Belath runs after him. Fluffy, no! Fluffy, no! No, let him go! Let him go! No!
Stop shaking him as you play.
Well, he's already playing dead.
Okay, I will say you can make a animal handling roll, which would be nature.
What about a diplomacy check?
Nope, nature's more appropriate for a dog.
Yeah,
You need to have wild empathy. That's it.
nature is more appropriate for the creature from hell.
It is because it's listed as a beast, fiend, as well as
Shit.
fire.
Okay. All right. Actually, maybe we pull out big guns here. Will this be one action?
One action to run out, one action to tell it to stop.
Yep, that's okay. I guess. Okay.
So just to
Martin
be
M, can you please roll a d20 for me?
what was the amount of damage that the A9 and what exactly was the damage that it did?
So I was on 20 hit points. The bike got me down to 7, and then it hit me for 24 after that. So I've gone into the minus 17, I think it is.
This is a.
Are you sure I can't just use a charisma check?
Charisma check.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy for you to do-
I've got an ability called Wild Empathy.
Happy for you to use.
Lets me use a diplomacy check.
Happy for you to
That's
use a
just
nature
me.
skill with your charisma modifier.
Oh yeah, I'll take that because it's exactly the same anyway. Martin, what did you roll for me? You rolled a 7 and 9. Oh, that's better. 13.
13. Okay. With a 13. Poppy doesn't seem to be listening to you.
Does he still look like he's about to hurt Mark?
Looks like he's going. Looks like he's in play mode.
Oh, okay. Okay, Fluffy. Get the ball! Get the ball! Flaming hands.
Okay. Unfortunately, flaming hands takes more than one action to
Sorry,
cast.
not flaming hands, produce flame.
Let's see. You might be
Flaming
out of
hands is
actions.
not a ball.
I was thinking, flaming spear?
You are down to a single action.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So, so I've only got one single action left, which will be Fluffy, get the ball, produce flame.
Produce flame is a double action spell.
Isn't it? I thought that was the cantrip.
It is a cantrip. It takes most cantrips take 2 actions.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, you're exactly right.
Okay. While you guys do that, I'm going to roll a new character, by the way. Just
Okay, so I'll give Martin a chance to act before.
Actually, no. If that's the case, if I can't actually produce flame this round, I'll do a single action heal on Mark.
Okay. So you're going to try to stabilize him.
I'm gonna do a single action heal on it.
Anything like
Oh, the
spell?
spell.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You move up to the flaming body of Mark, or Sparky, Flamey as I might call her, and touch her, giving her 1d8 hit points.
So,
I'll roll. You need one more, but yeah, they might use it.
Giving her 1 hit point.
Okay, thanks, Mark. That's right. I'll have you.
That puts you on 1.
I always aim to please.
That's all right.
that's okay because if she takes more damage, then it's gonna go down anyway.
So if she takes more damage, she goes to dying 3.
Yep.
Really? I thought. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's the danger of being brought back up again in the middle of the fight. So.
Oh no, so if it's a critical hit, it's dying 3. If it's a normal hit, it's back to dying 2. Because
I'm okay with that.
only
That's
be
better
points.
that's better than dying 2 before.
Okay. At which point it is Martin's go. What would Martin like to do?
Oh, I'd like to add to Penwinkle's. I think that's his name. Add
Sparky.
to his healing.
Sparky.
Spike.
I love it.
Who was Penwinkle?
That was my previous
Penwinkle.
character.
Mark's previous character.
Oh,
And the head of the Church of Lust.
all right.
He went bad. Well, technically, it
Yeah,
wasn't
pretty
him.
much our big bad evil guy right now.
It was a new body. Pinwinkle technically died, and then
Something else crawled out.
and Pinwinkle came out of his body.
Right. Okay, so I'm healing Sparky.
What sort of healing are you doing?
A full 3 action heal.
Okay. So that's an area effect heal.
Yeah, you'd probably be better with a 2 action.
Okay, 2 action.
So 2 action heals more than a 3 action if you're targeting a single target, whereas a 3 action is a burst centered on you healing things around you.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay. But, well, no one else is injured, are they?
So roll a d8 and add 8 to it.
D8. Do I need to make a skill roll?
You do not, because it's a spell.
15.
You roll far better than I do, so you should probably be getting you to roll for healing me. Apparently my dice know when they're in the service of the PCs.
Okay.
I'm going to do a good nature roll when I get a chance to, by the way. As I see, I'm trained in nature, so
Okay.
when I get to my turn.
And then it is, technically it is
And I'll
Sparky's go.
bring up my shield just in case there's flame about.
So Sparky, you're up. And you're seeing this dog looking at you, eyes transfixed. It's already flamed you and bitten you.
Okay. Fluffy.
On the bright side, you didn't take damage from falling off the fence.
That's true.
Sparky, don't move. Don't move.
I'm not moving. I'm going.
Stay very still.
Does the dog understand common or not?
Nope. But the
Grass
animal,
wants to play.
Possibly in the same way as the dog does.
So
it's never responded to common
it responds to me, but doesn't it?
when you're petting it.
I've got my leather glove, that glove that I got from Bella still with me, don't I?
In your backpack. You wouldn't be carrying it. You wouldn't be wearing it all the time.
Yeah, sweet Jesus, don't get that out.
I was just going to throw it in the other direction, get it which direction away from me. Yeah. I'm just going to put my going. I'm on the floor, prone, going. Stop and look at the dog, and I'm going to do an animal. Animal diplomacy, whatever you call it.
Okay, you're going to try to
Just
diplomatise the animal.
okay.
Okay. I've got a +7 here, and then you go with it. 21.
A 21.
I just want to go stop, kind of like a stop.
Okay. So, Puppy leans up against your hands, face towards your face, and stops with itself leaning against you.
How much damage I take?
Where is my other dice? Always good when I'm looking for other dice. So you take 2 points of fire damage
Okay.
as Puppy's leaning against your hands.
And gives you a big lick on the cheek.
I then glare at Bella with the words WTF mouthed towards him. That's the end of my
I
go.
told you. Belath casts flaming sphere and says,
Would you float?
get the ball.
Puppy starts
Not flaming
playing with the
sphere.
ball.
Jesus. Holy crap.
Well,
Produce flame.
Amusingly enough, Flaming Sphere is perfectly fine for Fluffy because Fluffy doesn't take fire damage.
Yeah, but I don't want to waste the third level spell. Second level spell. Whatever it is, my highest level spell is. Yeah. But yeah, alright, go get the ball.
Okay.
And then Bella looks around and says, we need to put these fires out right now.
The back fences are alight too. With this outline of where the dwarf was.
So you said that without even trying to give me a hand up or anything like
Yep.
that.
And the puppy's still leaning against you, looking at you.
Well, I'm
Oh
trying to
no,
sort
no,
of
runs off after the
cover
flaming
you
ball.
so you don't attract any ire from the puppy.
I get up. If I have to push past Bella, I will go back in the house.
Okay.
Okay. I'm really not.
Give me a perception roll.
Which is one of my good things. Which was one of my good things. 11.
11. Okay, a crow flies past you, nicking your ear as it goes by.
Raven.
Hard to tell, it was black.
Racist.
Yeah, still not happy.
Yeah, Sparky's a city dwarf.
Bella goes to the other dwarf. I'm sorry, I don't know the character's name.
Alright.
Then puts, yes, quick, the fires, help me put them out. Grabs maybe a blanket, a shirt, something, and tries to beat the fire out. Yeah,
keep
Whatever.
walking right through the front of the house, okay?
Okay, so it takes you about 5 minutes to put all the fires out before an alarm is raised.
Yeah.
But it wasn't enough smoke to cause people worry.
Okay.
So next I might not be happy, but
That's fine. I will pay for a new fence. I don't even care.
Is this Nexar's house?
Yes.
Yes. I don't want to burn down Nexus' house. Nexus scares me more than anybody else, even his father. Shit. Then Bella comes in and looks at Sparky. See what you did?
Sparky's not there.
Nexa sticks her head into the room and says, "What you doing to my fence?"
Nothing. It's fine. There's no fire there at all anymore.
Glares at you and says, "Expect it to be fixed by morning."
That won't happen, but I'll fix it eventually.
Growls at you, flexes arms in your direction.
I can't make a fencer appear out of nowhere.
You hear Nexa walking off, almost as bad as Pinwinkle, she says, as he walks off.
Oh,
That's rude. I should have let the fence burn. Oh Jesus, why did I say that?
Nexa walks back into the room. What?
I said, I think it might be my turn.
Okay. And you can see her see him putting down his big axe, which it had in a death grip. And you hear it dragging the axe back into the other room.
That's full form. Shouldn't drag the axe like that. It'll blunt it.
Next time walks back into the room going, "I know how to sharpen it. Spinal surgery is great."
Well, as soon as I hear of anybody who's a paraplegic,
He just winks in your direction, going, "I'm sure I can find someone who needs this while they're sleeping." He says.
hey, shut up! You like me? Leave me alone. Anyway, we got something to do. Bye.
Okay, so yes, you take off out the front and find there is Sparky there with town guard.
And I'm pointing at Bella.
Bella stands there.
And the town guard is looking in your direction and gesturing
What's
you
up?
over.
Hello.
This dwarf here says you just set fire to the backyard over there.
No, I put the fire out though.
Well, aren't you responsible for it lighting up?
No, actually I'm not. But I did notice that our short friend here just walked away from the fire without trying to put it.
The two guards looked at Sparky.
He's the one that put me on fire.
Yeah.
Started it.
That's really irresponsible.
So one lit the fire
She saw
and
the
one walked away from the fire.
fire and just walked away.
Okay.
I
I'll put my hands down. Okay, take me down.
put the fire out.
Okay, so Sparky wants he points to the dwarf. The dwarf wants to go to jail.
He gets away from this guy? Yeah.
Sure, we can take in our half cooked dwarf.
I'd rather be half and full.
Yeah, you're welcome, by the way.
I'm not talking.
Yeah,
Not going to acknowledge anything you said.
stop
Right.
that. I mean,
So in front of Bella, you see the town guard put manacles on Sparky. And then start leading Sparky away.
I may turn back once or twice and just go,
They'll have to just laughs at you the whole time.
That's okay.
And a display of the dumbest shit he's ever said.
I keep it away from you at the moment. That's the main thing.
Okay, so
Yeah, go and save the others while you're over there. Bye.
Yeah, whatever.
while all this is happening, we'll cut to outside the city. And Corda is wishing Trinia a safe journey after getting her out of the city.
So, well, and certainly, does Trinia know where she's going at that point? Because Corda is not going to just dump her in the middle of the wilderness somewhere. So,
Well, she's off to see her uncle in the down the road and on one of the farms nearby.
so, well, okay, Corda will, unless she specifically doesn't want him, Corda will aim to accompany her all the way to the farm.
Okay.
And if that takes a couple of days, it takes a couple of days.
That's all good. I'm sure nothing bad will happen while you're away.
I'm sure the party can look after themselves for a couple of days.
Okay, 4 days later, Corda returns to the inn, to Nex's house.
And it's still there? Wow!
And the back fence is brand new.
Mm-hmm.
And you see in the front room is Balath with bandages on his hands.
Did someone try and break in? They destroyed the fence?
Nexa says from the side room, he made Balath hold the planks while he hammered in the nails.
I love it.
In every snide comment, he missed a nail.
Yeah.
So what's our next adventure?
Everything's clear. I managed to get when I caught up to Trinia, and I explained to the party the fact that yes, when I caught up to Trinia, she confirmed that in fact she had nothing to do with the king's death, and knowing that she was not going to get a fair trial in the city, I've got her out of the city to a safe location. But we should go and talk to Varisia.
Yeah.
And David's having a few problems with Skype on the other end. I think he keeps dropping in and out.
Should probably go get it. I am.
Hi David, you're back again.
Say again, David. We missed most of that.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, Sparky's in jail. Somebody should probably go and fetch her. She had a silk and then voluntarily sent herself to prison.
On what charge?
Arson.
Failing to put out a fire. I'm not really sure, but she sent herself to jail to get away from me. You know, I can't imagine why. It seems silly.
And how long she been locked up for?
A couple of days.
Has anyone seen her? Checked she's okay?
I can answer that question. I haven't been.
I'm happy to go and have a look, but
Yeah. I'm thinking that, okay, we should go to Cressida to talk about what happened with Trinia. But yes, I don't think, okay, it's best that Cressida is not aware that Trinia got out of the city.
Okay, sure. I'll be honest. All that sort of thing is a bit nonsense. I'll just follow you guys around and do what needs to be done. But, yeah, that's probably a good idea. Should we go and see her first, or maybe do you want to go see Sparky first?
Well,
I think Sparky, because Sparky's part of the party.
but if she's being held in prison, then presumably Cressidia can perhaps mitigate or concern it. But I'd happily go via the prison first, and we'll see if we can see what the current state is for Sparky, and then we can talk to Cressidia to try to.
I'd say I might stay clear of her.
Well, you might have to speak to Cressida to find out where she is to begin with.
I mean, like I say, from Cornak's perspective, it's the idea of, well, I mean, is the prison technically the guard, like the main big guardhouse where Cressida's office is?
That's not the main prison, that's just where they put people before they get convicted.
So potentially it would be where they would have taken Sparky first of all.
Yep.
And if she's been there for 48 hours, she might still be there, depending upon how their justice system works. Or how their justice system in theory works based upon the current changing climate, the Hell Knights and the Queen's Guard taking things over and probably putting the Corvosan Guard out of business.
Yeah, or maybe she's already been executed.
Well, the Corvosan Guard is still working, they're just the Sable Company has been put out of business.
Oh, okay. I got the impression that the Corvosan Guard was effectively, well, it's not out of business, they've been laid lapdogs of the Queen's Guard and the Hell Knights. So, which is the reason that Corda, even if Cressida was actually on Trinia's side, Corda figured that Cressida may not have the power to stop her being summarily executed. So.
Okay, so showing up to the building, which I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, I do have a map for it.
I'm going to say, it's a big iron castle or something from memory, isn't it, or something like that? Iron Tower.
Okay, it is called Citadel Bolshevik.
Okay, almost right.
I'm sure it sounds completely different elsewhere.
It's almost identical to Iron Tower. Yep. Okay, so we shall return to the Citadel with the intent of hopefully seeing Sparky, and if not, going to see Cressida.
Okay, so you get Lady in to see Cressida straight away. And as you're walking into the room, you can hear Sparky complaining about Lvl3 through the doorway.
Right. So you've been maintaining that for 3 days. That's good.
Corner private thinking, so Sparky's finally seeing
Mum's a dwarf, isn't
Lvl3.
it? Mum's a dwarf, isn't it?
What was that? Mum's a dwarf.
So I'm swearing in Dwarven, so only Martin can hear me. He's like, that arrogant, astrocut, asshole fella, add a few swear words, where you can stick it up a bloody dragon's asshole, rah. So, yeah. You got to get the drift, Martin, okay? So.
Yeah, I do. It's good to get that full picture of.
Well,
That's a hell of a lot of dwarven words for I'm a dumbass who got myself arrested.
No.
Well, he went into protective custody because Belaf was violently assaulting him with fire.
Oh wow, we're fabricating lies now, are we?
There's always two stories to everything.
coming in, Corda recognises Sparky's voice, I'm guessing, because those don't know what she's saying. And will then aim to talk to Cressida rather than Sparky on the idea, well, she's not dead. As long as she's still locked up, Cressida might be the way out.
Okay. So I think I have some her actually responding to you. We'll see if this actually works Otherwise, I'm not sure if you'll hear it on your end. You hearing sound effects?
Not effectively, no.
Okay, I'll try to fix that so you can actually...
Yeah, sound effects of truck driving or something, but I don't think
Okay, can you hear some sound effects popping through now?
No.
How about that?
Still low.
Oh well. So I won't play the audio track for you guys then, because you won't hear it.
You can play it for Mark and he can describe it.
Okay, so here you go, Mark.
I
Mark, you have to just describe it in interpretive terms.
They talk over the entire thing.
Okay, the sound's not coming through very well, so yeah, we'll need a visual.
Well, you're talking the same time I'm trying to listen.
don't.
But, okay. It's okay.
Oh, I can see it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll try it again.
It's out of our hands now. God's help that forward.
Oh, you can almost hear that.
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
She said it's out of her hands now. Godspeed or something like that.
And whose voice was that?
That was Cressida's voice.
Who's the head of the watch, who we've worked for a few times.
Okay, so this one might be a lot louder.
Kangaroos.
So she has something else she wishes to talk to you about.
Your timing is excellent, my friends. This is Thousand Bones, a shaman of the Skonqua, the clan of the skull. Please sit, and I'll explain the situation. Tensions between Korvosa and the Shawanti clans have simmered for centuries, but Thousand Bones has been working for years with the Korvosan government in hopes of finding a path to coexistence. Prejudice and grudges run deep, and many Korvosans see the Shawanti as little more than violent barbarians. Several groups have used the unrest in the city as an excuse for vigilantism. Thousand Bones' grandson, a young warrior named Gaken, was murdered by such a mob.
My people have worked hard to understand those who dwell in Korvosa. Yet it seems each day we see new examples of how this city's people work just as hard to foster old hatreds. My grandson is dead, beaten to death by cowards in your city street. I do not blame you, yet Gaiken is dead, and my son and his kin are not so forgiving as I. They wish to return to the Skonqua in the Cinderlands, to join with the Sklarqua, and rally to war against Korvosa. This would be disastrous for both our peoples. Amends must be made. Our ways are not as yours. If a body does not go whole to the fires of the ancestors, the smoke of a warrior's spirit cannot rise to the great sky. If I could send Gaiken's body to the great sky with honor and dignity, his father and brothers would listen to me and stay their wrath. The talks of peace between my people and yours could continue, but he was not just murdered. His body was taken from the scene of his death, sold by a peddler of corpses to a necromancer known as Rolf, a criminal to both our peoples. I have spoken with the spirits, and they have revealed to me that Gaiken's body has been taken to a place below the city's graveyard, a place the spirits call the Dead Warrens. With this knowledge, I could surely lead a group of my finest warriors into your graveyard to retrieve Gaiken's body, but this would be seen as an act of aggression by your people. No, it falls to you to make amends for what has been done. You must bring me Gaiken's body, lest we be forced to recover him ourselves. And although it pains my heart to say it, we will not be gentle if it comes to this.
I apologize for his brusqueness, but I do agree with his assessment. We need to find and return the boy's body as a gesture of goodwill.
So what do you think?
That's good.
Sounds great.
Go to a graveyard, kill a necromancer, come back re-embody. Sounds easy. I can't say that I wasn't there.
No, you're there.
Ah, yes, a den of warrens as opposed to a den of Stevens.
She asked, do you have any questions?
Who is this Rolf? Is he
Usually,
go into the watch?
I have more video audio for that.
Ah, Rolf Lamb has long been a thorn in my side. A failed academy student, Rolf's a monster of a man who was expelled after the true nature of his experiments were revealed. He was butchering vagrants, stray animals, and anything he could get his hands on to try and build some sort of golem from their collected parts. The academy didn't press charges because it didn't want to cause a scene. It just quietly expelled him, and the man's been trouble ever since. Personally, I suspect he's responsible for a large number of additional murders over the past decade, each involving mutilations of the body. But he's a slippery one, and I've never been able to find any evidence against him. He might or might not be in the Dead Warrens, but anything you can find there that could lead to his arrest would be greatly appreciated.
Do we have to bring him back alive?
She doesn't say you have to, but she does say that he is the last living relative of Gadrin Lamb, who was a antagonist of Balath
And Nexa.
and Nexa.
Oh, he's gonna die.
Nope,
1,000
not that Rolf.
Was that Rolf? Okay, sorry, I thought it was another Rolf, but I heard about
Thousand Bones mentioned that this Rolf might be laid up in the graveyard.
it.
Do you have any idea as to where?
Well, here's information about the Dead Warrens.
Corvosa's graveyards in the Grey District are riddled with underground chambers, some of them burrowed by ghouls or other monsters, others remnants of ancient Shoanti burial grounds. Some of these warrens are patrolled and kept clear of monsters by the Church of Pharasma. Yet the Grey District is a large place, and the tunnels below are vast and tangled. The Pharasmans focus on containing the problems with undead and necromancers, but as soon as they wipe one out, it seems as if two are ready to spring up in its place. The problem's particularly vexing in Potter's Ward, where the bodies of the poor and homeless are buried. According to Thousand Bones, the Dead Warrens were one of his people's burial vaults. You can find the Dead Warrens in the chambers that lie under Potter's Ward.
I'm guessing that Corda hasn't been around Corvosa long enough, but does Potter's Ward make sense for anybody immediately, or are we asking the question of, so where's the Potter's Ward?
Amusing enough, Sparky can answer that one. Sparky's been there as she spoke to the clerics of Pharasma.
Has Sparky actually been released out of the cell yet?
She's not in a cell, she's in the room with Cressida.
Oh, okay, and that's what I meant, like she was actually in the room with Cressida yelling in Dwarven about Bellath,
Yep.
along with Thousand Bones.
Yep.
Oh, because Corda asked me nicely. I explained where I went to see the priest of Pharasma and da, and I explained where it was. So the grey area is near South Shore, south on the southern limits of the actual city. I don't know, I saw it before. So from the castle, we're at the castle at the moment, or where are we at the moment? So, yeah.
You're there.
So we basically have to, it's kind of south middle of the city kind of thing. So we're still on the same, don't have to go across the bridge or anything. But yeah. It's a interesting place. I wasn't really feeling safe when I was there, but I think the party would be okay. But as long as you're next up Corda and Martin's character, which I haven't got to forgot the name again, sorry, Mum. I come along, I'm okay with it. No mention of Bella. Barak, sorry, Barak.
Oh, Sparky, nice to see you actually care about doing something again.
I am ignoring anything Bella says for the next half until we start walking. So, I ignore him. So, okay, cool. Can I talk to the, has my jail sentence been done now?
Oh, your sentence was over 3 days ago.
Thanks for putting up with it, thank you.
Just hanging around for fun.
No, has been
Keep
ranting.
away from Bella.
Has been ranting for the last 3 days non-stop about Bella.
Guys, just so you know, I'm killing this.
You better go through.
Yes, you are.
I believe he just went through a tunnel.
Yeah.
So yeah, what Casino was saying was the fact that, yeah.
Average areas that I need to sort of pay attention to.
So what Casino was saying was that Sparky's been ranting for 3 days in Dwarvish, and they haven't been able to get a word in edgewise to tell him, hey, you can come in anytime you want to.
Oh, I kind of go, oh, okay. Cool. And then as Bella can't talk at the moment, he goes up and gives me a hug.
Says sorry?
Says sorry, yeah, that's what I heard.
And
Maybe a hug with flaming hands.
Okay, I tried. Look, it's worth a try, okay?
a hug's a hug.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a nice warm hug.
How much? Would I get any health back at all?
Some.
So, okay. I'll leave it to you. Okay. I can direct people where to go if they want.
That's good. Talking back towards Crusader, are there likely to be many Shamanti recent corpses in that location?
Well, they do make up a third of the people of Corvosa. She says she has some information that may help you enter the Dead Warrens. So I'm about to push that button for you.
Okay.
We have the man who sold Gaken's body to Rolf in custody. A simpleton named Elkaris. He spilled everything when we told him what was going on and how much trouble he was in. In any event, Elkaris says he delivered the body via wheelbarrow to a partially collapsed mausoleum deep in Potter's Ward, near the southern edge. A toppled and headless statue of a sword-wielding gargoyle lay in the dirt near the mausoleum's entrance. He was told to leave the body behind the gargoyle. This location matches where Thousand Bones believes the Shawanti burial grounds called the Dead Warrens are located, so that's the best place to start the search.
But that then means that there's going to be even more Shawanti bodies there, so...
And she has some information on how to identify Gaken. And I'll push that button for you.
Thousand Bones described Gaken as about 18 years old, with short brown hair and a distinctive scar from a firepelt's claw on his left cheek. Furthermore, Gaken had several large and distinctive Shawanti tribal tattoos on his arms and torso. It's unlikely that any other freshly killed Shawanti are in the Dead Warrens today, so that should be a dead giveaway.
Okay. So that answers the question I was originally asking. I think I've heard of them.
And then you got some information on Gadrian.
Yes, actually. Rolf is said to be the only surviving son of Gadrian Lamb, a local crime lord.
And then some more information on because you killed Gadrian.
Well, I'll sleep slightly better knowing that. Thank you for dealing with one of Corvosa's more notorious thugs. I'm sorry, though, I can't really reward you for it without appearing to condone vigilantism. And be wary, Rolf may well know what hand you had in Gadrian's fate.
Certainly, Corda wouldn't have said that we'd already killed Gadrian. He would have said, I have heard that he's probably causing less trouble recently, but...
I'm sure Nexa would own up to it proudly.
I suspect Nexa and Bella would have been happy to say, nah, the bastard's dead. You mentioned that the Templar Pharasma tended to look after and patrol the graveyard. Are they likely to have any concerns with us entering to go to this location in the Potter's Field, or what?
Only if you brandish necromantic symbology or trouble with undead. Though Silvertongue over there may have some difficulties considering his family history.
They don't necessarily get along with the Silvertongues.
Does anyone?
They say the father has outlived his allotted time 3 times over. Which means he's on Pharasma's hit list.
Sounds good to me.
No shit.
But being on the hit list and actually having a hit taken out on you are 2 completely different things.
Just depends on the amount of money. Just
The church is not going to pay for you to hit them.
even the sun.
Well,
Crescenda says, if you really want to tap that, that's up to you, she says.
Oh, not that side of it. No. Oh. No, you took no. You're taking me. Oh. Okay.
Well, she says that's where half-dwarves come from.
I wouldn't want. Yeah, no, I'm not going there. No. Okay.
and he's like, I mean, he is a pretty young man.
Apparently people are backing up that belief.
But perhaps this discussion can occur
Afterwards.
after we manage to avoid a racial riot within the city.
Oh, look, I agree, Cordo. I think it's a great idea. Let's talk about it later.
So if Sparky knows the way to what, does she recognise the description of a mausoleum with a gargoyle or something at all?
Not actually going that far.
No, but I can.
No, it's like, and I wouldn't necessarily have spent that much time there, but more cases she did, great. Obviously, yeah, we'll aim to get as much information then from Cressida exactly where to go to in the Potter's Field. And then hopefully Sparky and maybe Beleth have been to the gravesite enough to occasionally.
But Ballas never been through because of the family's antagonism towards
Unlikely, yep. We'll go back via Nexo's house just to collect any other bits and pieces that people don't normally wander through the city with automatically.
Mm-hmm.
In Cordo's case, that'll be the opportunity to ensure that his armour is in the pouch and allowed to put it on when we get to the graveyard. If it goes through it.
They don't mind if you wear the armour through the city.
I'm gonna.
He can't wear heavy armour in the city?
This city doesn't care. Magnemar's the one that cares.
Oh, okay, right, yep.
It's the brandishing of big weapons they don't like.
Yeah, okay. So in that case, then he will be wearing his half plate. He'll have the the Drake's mark on display if anyone did decide to stop and talk to him. Hey, back again. We're just going via the house to pick up any bits and pieces you might need for a wander through the graveyard. Apparently, Silvertongues are more than welcome at all times in the graveyard from the Temple of Pharasma.
Yeah.
They're welcome to stay for as long as they like for the rest of their lives.
So as long as they stay permanently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're optional, but your dad should be there permanently.
Oh, he very much should be there, but I'm quite happy to see that now.
But yes, it would be potentially best if you did not show your face openly when we get towards the Pharasman priests and or patrols.
Well, I will ask.
Cool.
I'm happy to go in.
What is...
I was going to just ask if you that.
Beleth goes to his conveniently located closet that has his convenience room. Clothes. What the hell is he talking?
That was so descriptive, it all got gobbledygook for a little while there.
He's dressing up as a female. Oh, gotcha. No problems.
Yeah, no to homo roads.
Okay. Ah, Pinwinkle Road. Okay, gotcha.
Formerly worn by Pinwinkle?
Yeah.
Well, exactly. They were formerly worn by Pinwinkle because Pinwinkle was a tall man wandering around causing fire, wasn't he?
That's right.
Absolutely.
Okay, so as soon as people are ready, Cordar will be aiming to encourage people to be moving off. We have limited time to try and recover this body before the mob starts recongregating. Mobs on both sides.
So everyone was healed to max before you head in.
Sweet.
Yep.
I feel happier now.
Well, that's cool. Just crows.
Baleth prays.
To his crows.
Baleth prays to his crows.
That's what I heard, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going with that.
It's right.
I believe that was the yes. He does pray to his crows.
That's right.
Losing you a bit there, David. It's a bit hard to see what you're saying, but
Well, I don't know if I pray to my owl, but
It's quite amusing because you pray to your owl. Baleth prays to his non-existent crows while his ravens look on.
right.
Baleth calls his ravens.
right.
Okay, so one of the ravens drops something in your pocket. Other people can make a perception roll.
I'm happy that Cordar was probably trying to lead the way and didn't see.
Okay, so Sparky sees a little eye drop into the pocket.
I'm not surprised by it now. It's like the first time you know what's going on.
I'm not sure if you'd seen that from the ravens before.
Yeah, or not? I thought I would have said it before. No.
Your other character
I've got a
did.
19.
Oh, I think I did.
don't
Oh.
know if that's good.
What did Barak get?
19.
Barak also noticed.
Alright.
I really don't want to talk to him at the moment, so I don't really want to discuss this. So I noted it, but don't want to discuss it. And where's the hellhound? Is it next to him or not?
It's still curled up in the fireplace back at the
Baleth
house.
notices Sparky noticed it, and he just went.
I just scolded a little bit.
Well, it's better than giving Sparky an eye. Yeah, let me give you an eye. Instead of a hand.
No.
An eye for an eye?
Not talking to Bella. No, not even talking to him. No.
No, so when also after he winks, he says, "Just kidding, an eye."
Not acknowledging anything he says right now.
Okay.
Well, Cordar will be encouraging Sparky to be up with him to
100%. I'm saying next quarter.
ensure that the when we get into the grave site area to get through into the area we need to get to.
Oh, 100%. I really don't want to stick anywhere near Bella at the moment, so yeah.
Okay, so you get to the area known as Potter's Ward quite easily. It's not that hard to get there, especially with once you seek out the Temple of Pharasma, because it is gatekeeper to the graveyard.
Yep, Cordar certainly happy to be going through them and saying, describing the fact that yes, we're looking for that location to, pay our respects.
They do say
among other things, but that's only one thing he'll do while he's there.
they are happy for you to travel through to help make sure the dead stay dead. Crusader had given them warning that you were coming.
Have you had trouble with the dead not staying dead?
They say yes, that's why we clear out necromancers on a regular basis.
Ah.
I'll ask nicely, is there anything you could help us with our mission to help clear up this graveyard at all?
Yep, don't die. That would be a great help.
I don't suppose you saw a gentleman with a wheelbarrow come through not so long ago? Possibly an albino.
Possibly an albino. Did he have sores and warts all over his face? Was he wearing pestilence robes?
Okay. But yes. Yeah, like I say, I don't know. Is it common for people to be coming through with wheelbarrows, or you'd like it to have seen?
The poor get dumped here on a regular basis. The area known as Potter's Ward is where the poor and homeless get dumped when they die.
Okay. So, men with wheelbarrows is certainly not uncommon.
Albinos with wheelbarrows also not uncommon because apparently they don't get as sick as non-albinos.
Sorry, that was me making an offhand comment about it.
Princess Bride.
Albinos with wheelbarrows.
Oh, I don't. I got it at the end. It took me a while to click into that one.
That's why I asked about the pestilence robes and the.
No, Holocaust robes.
No, he wasn't actually wearing the Holocaust robes. He picked them up in the place.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
So yes, we will talk to the Harassment Patrol. Find out what they know about what's going on and things like that. And
they patrol pillar wall. Not actually going into too far into the Grey District themselves.
Right. Okay.
So when you're going into Potter's Ward, none of their patrols actually go into Potter's Ward unless they're doing a strike against something.
Okay. Do they know of if the Potter's Ward is the poor field generally? Mm-hmm. Do they know of a mausoleum with gargoyles at the front of it or something?
Yes, and they start describing many different mausoleums.
Okay, so again, it's not unique. Okay.
But the one with the sword is.
Yeah. So we will aim to move forward then and try and find the location that where the wheelbarrow man said he left the body.
Mm-hmm. So you get to make.
It's above ground, is that right?
The mausoleum is above ground, so you get to make a perception roll for anyone in the party. Cool.
Quarters on 23. Having rolled a 16.
Okay, so two of you notice the mausoleum fairly closely. One of them notices a mausoleum and tracks in the ground, and distinctive footprints near the tracks, which would be Sparky apparently noticed something there.
Okay, can I... That'd be survival, wouldn't it?
No, it would actually be social. Society.
Did have something.
Because all humanoid roles are made against society to identify what they are. I'm learning more as I work on Pathfinder 2.
No, that's because I just got the Trailblazer thing means I have, survival.
You can use survival to follow tracks, but identifying what the tracks belong to is the skill relating to the creature type.
Society, is it?
Which in this case is society.
Yep, for humanoids.
Okay. I'll have a look. 10? Because I had a +3.
No idea.
No idea? I asked Cordar.
They're men in boots.
I asked Cordar, let's have a look if he wants, because he's at the front of the ring.
So what are you showing me?
I showed him the footprints on the ground.
He's showing you footprints in the ground.
Go towards the mausoleum, I say.
Okay.
Can you work out what they are?
Cordar Society is actually quite a bit better than
Sparkies, yeah.
Sparkies, but not so flash when he rolls a 1.
So what did you get?
Downgraded. A total of 8 downgraded.
8 downgraded.
Can you roll a draw a dice for me as Bella briefly glances at the figures?
13.
What's society's relevant?
Probably int.
I think it's int. I think yeah. So
Society is intelligence.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is not one of my best skills.
Did you say 13?
13. Yep.
Left gets 20.
Yes, 20.
Yep.
Okay, so Jeremy, I believe you managed to critically fail. What do you make it up to be?
What's that?
What do you make it up to be?
Vampires. Only because Victor's not here, so that's all.
Well,
3 halflings in a trench coat.
why am I interested in animal tracks?
Well, you can identify it as
Not even a particularly big animal.
you can identify them as booted footprints. What booted footprints do you think they are?
Oh, okay. I was going for completely off the track.
3 halflings in a trench coat.
How big are the footprints compared to it, like, in relation to a human footprint?
Child size?
I'm telling you.
Oh, look, I think he's on
Well-
track, yeah, Belith, unfortunately.
Obviously, these are the marks of one of the harassment patrols that when they decided they did have to actually do a major incursion.
What does Belath see?
Balaf sees dwarven boot prints.
No, you idiot. Those are dwarven boot prints.
Well, whatever they are, they probably don't affect us.
Really.
I doubt it, but yeah, so those are dwarven footprints, and you're an idiot, so let's keep going.
Well, I'm sure dwarves have poor death too.
Oh, there's so
I
many.
can only hope.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that comment. Yeah. I was waiting for that snigger.
Also, hello from Victor.
No, they may also be Fey, hard to tell.
Okay. I just give a shocked look to Belath of his comment about dwarves, and I'll just continue on to where the following into the middle.
Didn't say anything.
Did we actually find the mausoleum while we were following the?
Yeah, no, because
these tracks, but
yeah, these tracks are going towards the mausoleum. I can see the mausoleum. These tracks are going
Okay.
towards them. Yeah.
can we see the gargoyle that was described?
Yes, it was nearby.
Okay. We'll take a look around the gargoyle to see if the body's hopefully still there.
Okay. So, as you wander in, you notice that the place is lit by dimly glowing mold with a cold blue light.
Oh, this mold again.
Have you met the blue mold before?
No. People call mold again? Maybe? No, it was a different mold that we saw down in the other cave, wasn't it?
It was cold mold that wasn't emitting light at all.
Oh, okay.
This is mold that's glowing blue.
I was going to say, I think there was brown mold that we saw down underneath the crow.
I'll go, Barak. Can you have a look?
Yes.
Do you know what this mold is about?
I have cavern lore and forager, so that would possibly allow me to collect mushrooms. I don't know.
Make a cabin lore roll, because this may actually tell you what the mold is.
The only thing I've got is terrain experience underground. I don't think it covers that one. So just survival checks for underground.
25.
Nice.
Now, looking at it, you identify it as a mold that dwarves use to light up underground areas and cultivate. Doesn't take much to keep them going, and it provides light that they can see by.
So someone's been down here to tend to the mold, to the fungi.
They have.
Okay.
Okay.
So
And
it
did
may
you say-
well be a evil cleric.
And
Did
it's
you say dwarves normally did it?
dwarves normally grow it, and it also is quite delicious to eat.
So, potentially Bella's comment about dwarven footprints would connect.
Yes.
But did we have to go underground? I got the impression that the description was the body had just been left behind a gargoyle, wasn't it?
It had.
And so looking behind the gargoyle, did we have to go underground to do that, or?
There is no body behind the gargoyle, but there were the footprints.
Ah, right, okay. So, yes, the implication or the appearance from those who could actually cut the footprints suggested that something had come from underground and moved the body and then taken it back underground. Is that right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That's clear in my head now. Okay, yeah, well, in that case then, we shall aim to follow the footprints down. So, you're saying that we've gone into an underground spot lit by this blue mould.
Yep.
How big a space are we talking?
From description, the Dead Warrens is a underground complex.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just basically it's a rough-hewn tunnel, possibly leading into a few caverns occasionally type stuff.
Yep.
Right.
Cool. Can I use my dagger, get a little bit of the kind of moss on the way through? Just cut some off. Put them.
You can.
Yeah. If I'd been known as a 12 delicacy, I wouldn't mind. No.
Trying some.
And
Hang on to it later. Yeah. Sorry, Jeremy.
I was going to say, so these tunnels, they're just bare earth, are they, or are they stonework?
They are stonework.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, Rock Runner is what I've got as my feet.
Well, if the do the footprints apparently go continue into these tunnels, or like visibly go off in their own direction?
They continue down some stairs.
Okay. Corda will pull out his flaming longsword and the shield, and
A flaming longsword.
yep, he's got a flaming longsword, a +1 flaming longsword. So.
Yeah, he also curses at other things too.
It's not actually his preferred weapon. His preferred weapon got destroyed by a certain pinwinkle when it wasn't a pinwinkle.
The pinwinkle that wasn't.
That's right.
I keep blaming the wrong person.
Well, I've extracted something that Corda can follow now that these things show them where they are and where they're going.
They are.
Okay. Basically, we're going down there. Anytime we come across turns or intersections or things like that, you're allowed to put a mark on the wall.
Haven't quite gotten that far. You're just going down some stairs.
Okay.
Just going down some stairs so far.
Okay, that's right. It was described as being
It is a complex.
half-paced tunnel, so I figured we were going to get further than just stairs. But that's actually correct. Put a mark on the wall each time there's an intersection or anything like that to say where it's going. So.
I've got chalk, by the way, if you need it.
So yes, you go down a couple of flights of stairs and find yourself entering a room. It's a large room supported by 4 wide pillars of stone. The ceiling above arches in a dome nearly 20 feet high. The walls are lined with skeletons caked into the mud. Adult human bones mostly, but here and there smaller bones might be from halfling or perhaps children. 15-foot square pits sit to the east and west, each filled with large heaps of hundreds of bones. To the south, a crude hole has been gouged out of the wall, providing access to a tunnel.
And the dwarf tracks continue on.
The dwarf tracks continue on.
Have we got any indication as to how many dwarves we might be following at the moment?
Hard to tell, considering you thought they weren't dwarves.
No, I'm asking the question of the others, particularly Pinwinkle, because I'm guessing Pinwinkle probably still standing just beside or just behind Cordo.
If Pinwinkle was standing behind Cordo, we'd all be in trouble.
Yeah.
Sparky.
Okay.
Sparky.
Yeah, Sparky.
Yep.
But yeah, so does Sparky have any idea as to how many dwarves we might be following and whether or not she's confident that, hey, they're carrying a big human body or anything like that?
Sure.
13.
Yes.
7 dwarves. You know the reference, don't you?
7 dwarves, all supporting the weight of a body.
Yeah, Martin knows where I'm going.
That's right. 7 dwarves carrying a sleeping beauty. Is that what we're saying?
It was a man or female, didn't say it was a son, wasn't it? I didn't say, did they? No.
They did say son multiple times, but you weren't listening that much.
I wasn't listening much, I was still angry. Yeah.
Hey, are you saying a son can't be beautiful?
I just look at Bela, then I look back at you, and I look at Bela, and look back at you. Okay, is that enough? I'm not saying a word. Just looking back, forward. Then after you say that comment.
Okay.
Anyway.
So when you said there was skeletons poking out the walls and things like that, I'm assuming there's nothing moving initially when we go in.
Well, that's what you're going to have to make a perception roll and find out.
Okay.
Another one.
Yep.
21 for Corda.
23 for me.
It's really nice.
Oh. You got 19, David, on the dice. I was still determining what the size of the dwarves are. That's short.
26.
So everyone but Sparky got a good perception. God, I'm bad rogue.
Well, hey, some of you are always better than others at things. Okay, so Balaf looks around, doesn't see anything of true interest. What did who haven't I got down? I don't have Sparky's. What was Sparky's roll?
13. I'm still trying to size up the dwarves. The tracks.
Okay. Barak also doesn't notice anything moving at this stage.
Even with 23.
With a 23. As you're walking through.
I think there was 6, but 7 dwarves.
Corda also doesn't notice anything as you're walking through.
As a player, there is a chance there might actually be nothing there.
Absolutely. Corda was certainly working on the idea of, yep, there's lots of skeletons poking out there. He's ready for them to move, but I think there's going to be a lot out here that won't move. Just because we're chasing a necromancer in a graveyard, I have no expectation of undead in any way, shape or form.
And with that, there's an explosion of bones to the left of everyone. As a giant skeleton starts moving. Well, until it's moving, you can't identify it amongst everything else. And because you went before it went, it was indistinguishable from other skeletons.
Yep.
Okay.
So are there multiple skeletons?
There is one big one moving towards everyone.
So how big's this room or that we're going into, and how many exits or things like that?
The room is about 60 feet by 60 feet. You've just come in from the north. It's coming in from the west.
Sorry,
And
what's coming to us?
a big skeleton. Large size. Looking like
Well, I think there's
a
your goblin.
cross between an owl and a bear. Okay, and it rumbles towards Barak. Managing to get one swing in that hits armor class 19.
What? It's attacking me, or?
It is attacking
Yeah.
Martin's character Barak.
Alright, let's have a look. So, did I get my shield up?
No, because you don't automatically put your shield up as one of your actions.
You need to actually use an action each round to do the ray shield.
So I do have 20.
Yeah.
Even without the shield.
And so it glances off your armor. But that is its whole turn. Okay, so now it is Sparky's turn.
Oh, I have it.
Well, you don't go first, you go last.
The point is, we didn't see it until it moved.
And they spent their actions
We
moving
had our
through the
action by the
area.
time it moved.
This whole chamber is pretty well lit, isn't it?
Lit by a flaming sword and blue mold.
Is there a spot where I could get some kind of cover in the darkness?
What are you going to hide from the rest of the party?
Oh no, I just want to.
Skeletons don't have eyes.
There were 4 big pillars in the room, apparently.
You
so
wish to
I'm sure
hide the
there's some
furthest
shadow.
from the giant skeleton of a bear and an owl?
Yeah.
Okay. You go and hide at the furthest pillar as your 3 actions?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Sure. Okay. Walking behind the pillar, playing with the luminous moss. Apparently doing a dance rave in the dark. And saying, Margot!
Hello!
No, Margot!
And so we can all tell exactly where our dwarf went off to hide. As 4 more skeletons pop out right next to where they've decided to hide. Coming in from the west.
Yeah, they
So
are.
obviously, party's perspective, what we saw was, big skeleton came rushing out, attacked Balak, and then obviously Sparky spotted the other ones and ran towards them
Yep.
to actually take them off.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I'm going with that. Yeah.
Okay.
She's very like stealthy.
So do we have a light source?
Yes, you do. You
I've
have
got my flaming sword up. Like sunlight.
Some moss that's in my hand at the moment.
and one of the skeletons fires a bow at Sparky.
Shit.
Okay, so ouch. So it is what was it?
Flash.
Well, it's a critical hit. It hit armor class 26,
Yes, that's
so it's 26 upgraded.
yeah. And I'm not
So-
extra upgrade, that's not worried about.
But at least it's got it critically upgraded.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about, yeah.
It's not the crit card upgraded.
No, that's what I was worried about.
Okay, so with the whole critical hit, it does 2 points of damage as you get another arrow in the knee.
Not another
The other knee.
Oh, not the other knee too. Oh.
They just want to keep you. They don't want you to walk in the limb. Now your leg's max. You won't be.
And then it draws a scimitar and rushes forward. Another one pops up. There are 4 and also fires at you. Hitting armor class 24. Dealing 9 point. Oh, sorry, wrong dice. It wasn't a crit, so that's the crit dice gets upgraded. Does 2 points of piercing.
Yeah, so I've got 4 points.
Yeah, Sparky's got one needle will tell him when the barometer's rising, and one needle will tell him when it's falling.
You had 40 petals.
What was it?
You got 40 petals.
That should put you at maximum 40, yes. Okay. And then it also pulls a scimitar and closes in. Then a third one fires an arrow at the dwarf and apparently gets an armor class of 8.
Critical miss.
And manages to go right through the one of the ones behind, causing absolutely no damage as the arrow passes through the ribcage. Did shoot his friend from behind, but no effect. Pulls out its scimitar and rushes forward. And then the fourth one also uses its bow, which explodes in its face, inflicting enough damage to take the head off and cause it to collapse.
I'll look at these 3 skeletons from me. I said the last one dropped to the bug.
It saw you and committed suicide.
That's the first one.
Okay, Baloth is now up.
Cordo was very impressed at Sparky's battle fervour to jump through and attract all their attention.
That's right.
But I'm sure that she said something last time about not being in the front anymore. But maybe that was not the back, one of the two.
Yeah. It was a long time ago. I forgot.
What would Baloth like to do here?
Sorry, guys. I just think. So Sparky has a number of enemies on her right now.
Yes, she does. She has 3 sword-wielding skeletons, while onto the other side is a giant owlbear skeleton.
Okay, just hang on 2 secs. Sorry, just need to. Okay. Did I have a raven with me?
You do have 2 ravens with you.
Okay. Whichever one my familiar raven is going to deliver the spell Sanctuary onto Sparky.
Okay. 2 ravens fly over towards Sparky.
It's very generous.
Is that a future or not?
Sorry, give me 2 seconds.
That's right. What's the kitty's Christmas present out this one?
Yes, one of them nips your ear and the other one delivers the spell.
Of course. Yeah. Oh, well, I know the spell was or not really?
Not really.
Okay.
You just feel the something hovering over you. Some presence. Trying to smother you. I'm sure it's all good. So after Baloth, when he gets back to us, tells us any more, it's Barak's go.
I'll take a 5-foot step back.
5-foot step is an action.
You can't do 3 actions.
You have 3 actions.
But I can still do Burning Hands.
You can do Burning Hands without taking a 5-foot step. Very few creatures can attack with attack of opportunity.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, like, AOs do exist, but they're not everyone by any stretch in Pathfinder 2.
Okay.
So this thing might have an AO, but it's much less likely.
Alright. Okay, I will do a Burning Hands then.
Okay.
And if there's a way to kind of step around a little bit to try and maximise the area of effect 4 burning hands, then I will do that.
Well, it's a 15-foot cone, and you are hitting one creature.
I'm just going to go for the 3, in which case you're probably also getting Sparky. And you're putting it back to the owlbear that's on you already.
So, just to check, can I hit more than one of these things?
You can hit 3 skeletons at a Sparky or an owlbear.
And the owlbear is the one that just swung at you, and he's on top of you right now.
Well, I'll just turn into a dog and bite this thing. Is that alright?
I believe that's okay. Is it a single action to change?
No, it's a 2-action thing, so I'll just have the 1 remaining action
To bite?
the thing.
Okay,
Because it's
so-
right there in front of me.
You bite the thing in front of you.
Go to the attack.
Alright, so 16, that would be 25.
25 is a standard hit.
Okay. Okay. 2d8 piercing.
That's a decent bite.
Yes. Plus 1, so 16 damage.
16 damage. Not all of it seems to go through. This seems to have some sort of resistance to your bite.
Right.
Okay. Then it is Cordar's go.
Okay, I will. How close is the owlbear skeleton to Cordar at the present time?
It is probably not too far from you, within arm's reach.
Okay, so there's no movement needed, or?
No movement needed because it ran up to you while you were next to someone.
Yep, happy with that. I will take a swing with the flaming longsword. 11, AC 23.
And an AC 23, you get a standard hit.
Yep. 8 points of magical slashing damage. And 1 point of fire damage.
Okay. Not much of your damage seems to go through.
Okay. I will attempt another swing. 13. AC 20.
That's a hit.
This time 12 points of magical slash and 3 points of fire.
Okay, so you still manage to do some damage. It's still going though.
Okay.
Your fire doesn't appear to be very, very effective.
So the fire taking no effect?
Has made no effect so far.
Right, yeah. And there was light in the room from Blue Moss, wasn't there?
That is correct.
Okay. He'll use his third action then to drop the flaming sword and draw his silver warhammer.
Okay. The warhammer is out. Okay, so then the owlbear strikes at you in return as the last one to have hit it. Hitting armor class 15.
That misses.
By how much?
Not critically.
Okay. Then it has one swing towards the dog. Hitting armor class 10.
Misses by 9.
Not quite enough.
Okay, and it is not managing to do much besides that. It sort of howls in fury. And Sparky, you've got 3 people within arm's reach of you.
Well, very thin people.
Very bony people. Glowing eyes.
They can do with fattening up a little bit.
Very model-esque.
So I don't know what kind of spell has been cast on, do I?
No. It was cast and delivered.
It wasn't told me what it was. Okay, because that's what that would determine what my... Oh, if I knew...
Sorry, Mark, let me just give you the spell description so you know exactly what's going on there.
Okay.
Does Bellev take the time to explain it after casting the spell?
Did you say I've cast second?
So he's cast the spell, but as the actual effect, a creature is warded with projective energy that deters enemy creatures attempting to attack. I guess there's no real physical description of it. There's probably some sort of energy barrier surrounding you.
Okay,
But you probably don't recognise what the spell is.
Okay, I'm just wondering because would I, well, like, if I knew it was a projective spell not to attack, would I still attack with it? That's what I was thinking in my head. That's all.
Oh no, you don't know anything about that.
Okay, cool.
Ballas already turned his attention back towards Cordell's direction.
Okay. I would stab with my ghost tongue dagger.
Mm-hmm.
That would be action to get it out and stab, wouldn't it? They didn't have it out originally. What was that?
I would say action to pull it out, yeah.
Yeah, so action pull it out, stab. I was going to raise shield with my last thing.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just going to attack.
As you attack, the presence over you fades.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. That's all. I know. I attack number 2.
Okay.
Go on. So. Oh, 27.
27 is a crit hit.
Okay.
Well done.
It's double dice and the plus damage, is it? Or just the double dice? No. It's been a while that I've actually attacked with.
What's the damage on it?
So it would be 8 for 12, just for a single attack. So double will be 24.
Is it normally 2 dice?
Yeah, 2 dice. Yeah.
Okay. So 24?
Yeah. So that's striking.
Okay. You take out the skeleton.
Okay. Then my last action is to raise the shield. With my shield, it has a once per day resistance, which I believe is for striking or bludgeoning or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If I see scimitars, I'm going to go piercing or slashing.
Does it have an action to activate it?
I didn't write that down, so I don't know. I'll be honest about it.
You might need to look that up.
Okay, let's ignore that one, and I'll look up for later. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just raise my shield. Okay. So
Okay, so you raise your shield.
armor class 22 now.
Okay. Then you have one of them tries to attack you with a swing of the scimitar, hitting armor class 24,
Yep, you got me.
dealing 5 damage. Currently, it's nicking little bits of here and there. And then it chooses to wait. As the one next to it also tries to strike you. They aren't smart enough to do assistant attacks, so that hits armor class of 14.
That's a critical miss.
What's your armor
Oh,
class?
no, 22. Sorry, 22. Yeah, sorry. 22. Sorry. I got to remember my shield stuff because it's been a while since I used it. So.
Okay, so then it is Ballas' turn.
Okay, crap perception. Can you get the big guy to make a fortitude save, please?
Okay.
Disrupt undead. Cast at level 2.
Okay, big guy gets a fortitude save of 21.
Yeah. Is it just pass for nothing?
I'm just checking now.
Like cantrips?
Each can have different things and maybe half damage.
What was it? Disrupt undead?
Yep.
Hang on. No, I think it's just damage and then fortitude save for enfeeble. Maybe.
So you do the damage as normal. If they critically fail the save, they're also enfeebled.
Okay, 3d6 positive damage on the big guy, please.
I got it.
So how did you get 3d6?
You did level 2.
Yeah.
Titan.
2d6.
Yeah,
I
Cody.
cast it at level 2.
Yeah, so Cody plus 1 d6, so total of 2d6. 6
Okay,
points.
sorry, I thought I could cast it at second level.
That is casting it at second
Hang
level.
on, hang. It's a cantrip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at a cantrip level, it's 1d6. At level 2, at level 1, it's 2d6. And at level 2, it's 3d6.
No, level 1 is the starting point of all cantrips, which is 1d6.
Ah, my apologies. So
Alright.
we'll only go. In that case, I will just cast it as.
It's automatically heightened.
It's automatically 2d6.
Oh, right, my apologies. Okay, sorry.
Because you can't do it, it's automatically heightened.
Yeah, my apologies. I lost my head.
That's good. So a total of 6 points of damage.
6 points positive damage.
Yep.
Okay, so it hits it quite nicely. Just looking to see if it has any bad things. No, it does not have any weaknesses, which is surprising. I was expecting undead to have weakness to positive energy. So that is Balath's turn. What does Barak wish to do? Try to bite the big nasty creature above it again?
Yeah, there was something also probably should have done, which is to check whether it can bleed. It probably can't.
It doesn't appear to have any blood in it, considering it's skeletal.
Okay, just checking with regard to the owl.
It's got bone marrow though. It helps a lot of bone marrow.
Alright. I'll bite it.
You'll bite it. What armor class did you hit?
A 7 plus 9, 16.
So, jumping forward, you grab a leg and manage to dig in, roll your damage.
Oh, nice. 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage.
Is it looking impaired or?
Sorry, I'm just having to do maths in my head as its resistances kick in. You leap up, grab its leg, yank it about, and rip the leg off, pulling the creature down onto the ground, which shatters right next to you.
Nice.
Well done.
And I've got another 2 actions.
You want to run over to the other side of the field and bite one of them?
Yes.
Okay.
And that'll be at a -5, I think.
Yeah.
Uh,
-4. I think a bite would be agile, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I'm assuming it's agile, but not sure, so we'll just go with -5
I'll
and
roll the
improve
dice and we'll
otherwise.
see whether I can make a difference at one point.
It'll be for it's under strength.
Yeah, but yeah, so,
Although I have dexterity 14, it's
Yeah.
strength.
but roll the dice.
Yeah, roll the dice.
We'll see whether 1 point can make a difference.
Oh, so 16 plus something.
As long as it's a plus, you hit it.
You can gain through your critical.
9, so it becomes +4, 20.
That's a hit.
And
Roll
that's,
damage.
9 damage.
9 damage. Okay, you really bite into that one, causing lots of tearing and shredding, but it's still standing on one leg,
Okay.
even though you managed to take the leg.
He's hopping there and saying, it's just a fresh wound.
That's it.
And I don't have any flesh.
Quarter, you're up.
I will also move in to attack one of the standing skeletons, or hopping skeletons, one of the 2.
Well, hop along and standing.
Yeah, I'll go for the standing one. Because it probably makes there's probably a bit more room on that side to move in. So. Natural 20.
Natural 20. What does that get you?
A total of 32.
With a 32, I'm going to call that a critical explosion of bone everywhere.
Okay. And a second attack on Hopalong.
Would you like to roll 1d4 and see how much piercing damage goes around the room?
2.
Okay, so the puppy, new puppy beside you, and Sparky both take 2 damage from the exploding skeleton.
Did
Unfortunately,
Cordo also take 2?
Corda did not because it blew away from him.
Yep. And the second Hopalong. Oh, not quite the 20, only 19 this time. So total of 31.
31 is a critical hit on Hopalong, and he goes down not as spectacularly because he was on 1 hit point.
Right. Apparently, Warhammers work better.
Well, Warhammers do not have resistance,
I knew that.
Significantly.
Yeah.
so everyone else was losing 5 off their physical attack for slashing and piercing, and 5 off their energy attack.
Yeah.
So even though you were doing extra damage with the fire, you weren't doing more than 5.
No, as a player, I said you understood that was going to be happening, but the
Was that damage reduction being applied to the positive as well?
No,
not to positive energy wouldn't have been.
it didn't affect positive, and there was no weakness to positive, so it didn't take extra.
Yeah. No, that was good. I was just curious.
Are they all finished?
They are all finished.
Corda will blow away some of the dust that's sitting suddenly in the air as he goes to pick up his sword again.
And you do notice that Sparky has 3 arrows in you, is it? Or 2?
No, 1, because only 1 hit.
No, 2 hit you.
2 of the
1
4.
critically hit you in the knee.
Yeah, 1 critical hit you and 1 hit you, and they both did 2 points of damage.
Can I take... Okay.
And can I go far enough away to shapeshift back into dwarf form without offending the rest of the party?
I don't think you'd offend them normally. I'm sure you can go deeper into the caverns and not trick any enemies into attacking you while you're changing.
Or you could go behind one of the pillars.
How hurt is Sparky?
One of the pillars.
How hurt am I actually?
The assumption is that your clothes change with you, unless you say otherwise.
Okay, so it's my hide armor is coming back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and anything you're carrying just basically gets sucked into your body.
But because I don't want metal weapons, I've got daggers. That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
But wooden daggers.
That's understandable.
And I had temporary hit points, so I don't care about the extra damage.
Do you actually get temporary hit points when you change form?
Yeah, I got 5 temporary hit points when I changed into the animal form. And then I'll spend 10 minutes getting my focus point back.
If they spend 10 minutes in that room, yes.
That's
assuming that nothing else happens during that time.
Yeah, they can't. Certainly, so Cordo's retrieved his longsword.
Yep.
And okay, there's apparently enough light in this room to see without the flame.
There is enough light to see without the flame.
Okay, well, for the time being then, he'll keep hold of the warhammer and sheathe the longsword. And then, yeah, we'll have a bit of a look around the room and confirm, see if we can pick up the tracks again and or any other exits or things like that.
So you can see okay with the blue glow.
Apparently there's enough light. So
Everyone can see as if it's dim light.
And being a half-elf, Cordo's got low light vision, so...
Which makes dim light seem as normal.
Which is me. I think 2 dwarfs and a elf-ish person.
Which means only the human sees everything as dim.
Doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
Luckily, he dropped out of the call.
Oh, no.
Just in time to come back and listen to that later.
No, I know. Yeah.
And let's face it, Bella sees everyone as Din.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay, so what do you wish to do? You've basically just had a big battle with probably the biggest skeleton you've ever seen.
Was the skeleton just using arms, was it? Or the big one?
The big one was an owlbear claws.
Okay. The other ones, when I look at the dead skeletons with the bows and swords, they all look rusted, do they, and all that kind of stuff?
Well, one of them did have the string snap and take its head off.
I know, but I'm just looking at, is there anything worth us taking on with us, that's all.
You want to loot from the corpses?
I'm a rogue.
Under the watchful eye of Charisma?
Even better!
I will just look at them. If I'll mention it, I won't pick them up. I've been through this with my previous character. I'm just going to look. Are they all just look like old weapons and things like that? Or?
Of course they all look like old weapons.
Cool. That's all I need to know. Yeah.
But old weapons could also be magical.
I'll let go.
Especially things like the broken bow. That must be magical.
It protected you.
It destroyed a skeleton with a single flick.
Might be a bow of discontent.
No, it's okay. Okay. Well, I'll just where that tunnel goes out of the.
I was going to say, how many exits from this room?
There is one exit you can see to the south.
Mm-hmm.
And what languages do people know?
Dwarf and Common.
Dwarf and Common.
Dwarven,
Goblin.
Common,
And Druid.
Dwarven, Common, and Underworld.
And Underworld? Not Undercommon?
Is it Undercommon or Underworld?
I think that's criminal underworld type stuff, isn't it?
I just put Underworld for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, apparently you're good with the criminal elements, but not with the underground people.
I think I meant Undercommon, but I'm not sure about that. Yeah. That's my other character had Underworld, but yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, because obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Being a dwarven rogue, potentially either of them could be appropriate.
Yeah. But we'll just ignore it at the moment. So.
Okay.
Yeah, Goblin, Jotun, and Varisian for Cordar. So.
Okay, so there is some people jabbering in a language you do not understand. I'm putting it as jabbering because it's just these deep tonal sort of pitches sent echoing into the room.
Okay, so we can't see the people, we can hear this jabbering, is that what you're saying?
Yep, you can hear this jabbering.
And which direction is it coming from? The exit to the south?
You think it's coming from the south, but it is bouncing off the walls, so whoever it is knows how to make their words travel.
Mm-hmm. Did the track continue to the south?
It did continue to the south.
Cordar will move up to that southern entrance then, and take a look through to see if the light continues in that direction. But also, aiming to basically take up a guard position there until the rest of the party is ready to move on.
And it'd be nice to get some hit points into Sparky.
Yeah, I was gonna medicine myself.
So you're going to take 10 minutes to yourself?
I'm a battle medicine. I can do the battle medicine.
I was asking.
Well,
because someone wanted to do a focal and take 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, I'll do the 10 minutes.
And
Cordar certainly wouldn't be keen on stopping for 10 minutes. He'd basically staying for. He grabbed his weapon again, looked around, thought, okay, we're going that way, and he was ready to move on. But
so Jeremy,
particularly if you're hearing speaking, I wouldn't be planning on stopping for 10 minutes.
Okay, I'm happy to keep going.
Apparently they keep on going instead of stopping for 10 minutes.
I'll do battle medicine then. The battle medicine.
Sure. You're making your battle medicine roll for your initiative roll. While everyone else is doing perception.
Oh, okay. I'll do that.
18 for Cordar.
18 for Cordar. How much did Barak get?
16.
16. What did Sparky get?
9.
9 on your medicine roll.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. That's going to be your actual medicine roll as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, battle medicine on you. Can't do it on yourself again for 24 hours.
No, I'm fine. Yeah. I had a feeling that Belaf was going to heal me anyway, but it's okay. But he's not here right now, so he's in his mind trance.
Busily arguing with Nexa.
That's right.
Or trying to hold back Fluffy.
Okay, so I guess that even Cordar can be surprised.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Technically did this time.
Oh, God.
Because it was a 25 upgraded.
Yeah, that'll do it.
As
not quite a critically upgraded, so based on either my perception, like protection roll, or like base perception, like a +10 type stuff.
So while you're turned around telling the others what you're going anyway, you hear the sound of crossbow bolts.
Yep.
Let's see. First one hits armor class 28.
28 will hit, but not critically.
So a 28.
How are you going?
How do you know?
So it does 1d6 damage plus 1d6 precision damage because you're flat-footed to them.
Yep.
Dealing 11 points of damage.
Yep. Did you ask a question, Martin?
How do you know whether you got a critical hit on you?
If it
In
does,
Pathfinder, typically, if you beat it by 10 or more. So because my armor class is 21,
Yep.
meant that by rolling a 28, he did critically hit me.
Okay. Yes.
okay, and it reloads. Another one shoots at you. So would a 30 upgraded just be a normal critical, wouldn't it?
It will still be only not a card critical, though.
Just a normal critical. Okay, so that is 14 points of piercing damage.
Ouch.
Okay, then one shoots at Sparky.
Before we do that,
Yep.
I've got denied advantage. What level are they?
Can you do that even when you're flat-footed?
Yeah, that says anyone is the same level as me or lower. They don't get advantage over me. The
Well,
rogue streak.
they don't get advantage.
It says, they don't get me flat-footed like that. So.
Okay, in which case then it's not flat-footed against you. So it hits armor class 29.
I already had this shield.
But at least it's not going
No,
to
you didn't. You're about to
No, we couldn't.
So critical hit, dealing 10 damage to you.
I still let you know that one. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And another one shoots at Martin's character.
Okay.
Apparently, the dice are doing well. It hits armor class 27.
That's a hit. It's
What?
not a critical hit.
Not a critical hit. So it does 9 points of piercing damage. So each of you get to make a... Oh, I've only got you down as 1 hit point.
Hey,
No, wrong person. There
Yeah,
we
Wally.
go.
Oh no, Wally died!
There we go. Right amount of damage on that character. And I just need to look up the poison type as you all get to make a poison saving throw.
Am I making 1 or 2?
I'll just make you do 1 this round.
Okay.
I think it'd be rather bad to make you do it for each one.
I mean, it's that. I got it twice, so I can understand if it's 2.
Okay, so the poison type is Giant Centipede. Giant Centipede Venom. It is a fortitude save.
Yep. 19 for Cordar.
Yep.
don't like much.
So I've got poison resistance. Would that
That'll mean that
you
if
take
you
less-
take damage from the poison, it'll reduce.
12.
So because it's poison resistance 2, it'll reduce.
Yeah, any damage you take from the poison will be reduced by 2. But if you pass your saving throw or something, you may not take any damage anyway.
I'm just a pincushion now. I worked out.
Or you'll take reduced damage.
Alright.
You would take
I'm
reduced
rolling
damage.
fort. 25.
You almost critically succeed.
I was going to say, you're almost critical.
Nice.
Okay, so Mark's character takes 6 points of poison damage.
Not even close, man.
And then it is Cordar's go. There's 2 in the passageway ahead of you. Each of them at a separate turn in the passage. So the passage splits in 2 and each one standing in the entryway of each passage. And the other ones came from where the skeletons came out of. The 4 skeletons.
Oh, okay, so they're coming from the sides of the room that we're in, and
Yep.
there's 2 coming from the direction that's in front of us, but from 2 different passages, 2 different directions in front of me.
Yep. So it is Faye, so I'm going to have a look up and see what skill is required to identify them. So, you need to make a nature check to identify what they are.
Well, Cordar's got a look, he'll... does doing a check actually take one of his actions?
It does take one of your actions.
It does take the action check. A brief description of them, though. Are we talking the dwarves potentially that we were?
They look like dwarves but skinny.
Okay.
I'll do it. Well, not that I would know.
So what?
Well, I was going to say, do they look like the guys that we came across down the bottom of the Crow?
No, I don't think you came across these guys.
So
Yeah.
I rolled a 21 on nature. Does that help?
Not because at this stage, so you're using your reaction to assist.
Okay, look, because remember,
Yeah.
you've
So I will assist.
In which case, you give Jeremy a +1 on the roll to.
okay, Cordar's not interested in trying to identify them at the moment. They'll be easy to identify when they're dead.
In which case, you don't have a chance to do so yet. You can save your reaction for later.
But the fact that they're smart enough to have centipede poison implies they're intelligent.
And
Right,
they
so-
targeted the dwarves over the sorcerer.
How far away are the 2 that shot at Cordar?
They would be about 15 feet. And you can stand between them if you wish to.
But I couldn't stand between them and actually hit both of them. Is that right? Didn't you say they were down different corridors?
They are down different corridors. You can stand between them and still hit both.
Oh, okay. So they're basically it's sort of a V-junction or something, and I can stand at the corner and go down both corridors in the sort of way.
More of a Y junction, but pretty much yes.
Okay. Well, I won't necessarily go for getting between them. I will aim to go to the side of one of them. So therefore the corridor is going to be between me and the other child if they try to go to it. And then I will take a swing.
Okay.
9 AC 21.
21 is a hit.
For 11 points of magical bludgeoning damage.
Okay, as you got 21.
Okay. It was a 21 to hit, I get 11 points of damage.
Okay, so it almost triggered one of its effects.
Almost, so I don't know anything about it, that's okay?
Yep. And how much damage did you do?
11.
11 damage. And it's still standing.
Does it look badly wounded?
Doesn't even look bloody.
Okay. I I will use my third action then to raise my shield.
Okay. Then it is Barak's turn, and at the end of the round will be Belaf because he's back again.
So can I move into, well, from where I'm standing, are they all within 15 feet?
No. There are two sniping from the bone pile to the west of you, and there are two to the south.
If I moved into the room, do I hit more?
One's in the room you're in right now, and one's in the corridor to the south. There is no way to get all of them in the one shot.
Yeah, the room we started in, we're 60 foot square, so like there's probably at least 30 to 40 feet I would expect between the two groups.
With two side piles of bones where the skeletons came out of on either side. And they're firing from the pile of bones.
Can I get behind the column? Well,
you can get behind the column, but you can't reach them with burning hands.
can I get... Alright, from where I'm standing,
Yep.
can I get any of them?
You're standing in the middle of the room. They are beyond 15 feet.
You'd have to move towards one of them.
And that means I won't be able to get into cover.
You'd have to spend a move to get them into range and then 2 actions to cast your spell. And that would be your turn.
Alright, and I won't be able to get my shield up.
No, you will not.
Is that right?
That is
So
correct.
if you've got 3 actions available for you, one of which is the shield, one of which is potentially moving, and then a spell would almost always be 2 actions. You could potentially move, melee attack, and get your shield up, but that would leave you in melee range.
No, so I'm going to go into the room, cast the spell.
You're
at
already
high
in.
level.
So, Martin, you're already in the room. They've entered the room you're in from the far side in a bone pile and shot from the bone pile. So they're shooting at you from 60 foot, probably 40 feet. About 40 feet. But they're in the room you're in, so you're not entering the room, you're already in the room.
Okay. So, can I get close enough to do burning hands?
You can get close enough to do burning hands with one move.
Sorry, what was that?
You can get close enough to do burning hands with one move.
And is there only one?
He'll get 2.
Alright. I may as well. So, I'm doing it at a heightened level,
Yep.
and so that'll be 4d6, and they get a reflex save.
So did you memorize it at a heightened level?
Oh, how does that work?
Pathfinder is your spell slots are the only spells you've prepared. You do not get to cast the spells multiple times. If you've memorized Burning Hands once, you only cast it once. If you memorize it as a first level spell, you only get it as a first level spell. Druids do not get to spontaneously cast a spell at a higher level. They can only cast it at the level they've memorized it at.
Think like a wizard there, Martin, like in D&D.
The old D&D,
Oh,
not
no,
5th
no.
edition.
No, the old D&D, yeah. Where you had to, if you had to, yeah.
It was the Vancian system. Which I have to admit is a backward step to the magic system.
Alright, so could I go behind one of the columns and raise a shield?
You can go behind one of the columns and raise a shield. I'll try to remember to ask you to allot your spell slots at the start of a day.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't memorize it.
Yeah, so you might want to jot down all your prepared spells because David actually gets to spontaneously choose when he does his because he's a sorcerer. So he still gets that special ability. Unfortunately, most other classes do not.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't get as many. I don't get access to the spells.
Yeah.
That's fine. Alright. Yes, I'll get behind it.
Okay. You get behind a column. Then we have Sparky's go.
Is one within one move for me or so?
There is two
In the bone pile.
in the bone pile in front of you. Not too, probably about 30 feet from where you are.
My dagger's not still out, is it?
Your dagger's still out. You're about to
Medicine check yourself.
do some medicine on yourself.
Okay. So what I'll do, move, attack one,
Albert is
and raise shield. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Happy with that?
So you move into the bone pile.
Yeah.
It's difficult
Sparky's
terrain.
probably about 75-80% injured. Cordar's about 55% injured.
It will use up 2 of your movements to reach them in the bone pile.
Naraki is about 10% injured.
Yeah, no, that's all good. I'm more worried about Sparky because she's close.
Your experience in navigating certain types of terrain makes you supreme confident when doing so.
I can't cover it.
And I've got underground. Would that count? Does that count?
It does not count as bone pile.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'm starting. You got to start this question.
Amusingly, underground is not a bone pile.
No, that's alright. I'm just trying to think of anything that can help me.
So yes, 2 actions to move up to them.
Raise shield.
You move up to them and raise shield.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so is it, I'm not
Saving throw for fortitude. That may be a critical miss.
Don't like this game too much. Yeah, 10.
That is a 10, so not a critical miss, but you have increased the stage to stage 2. You are now flat-footed. So you've now got the status effect flat-footed on top of everything else.
Would my thing kind of drop that or not?
You are the poison flat-footed. And you also take 8 points of poison damage.
Okay. I'm gonna die soon.
How far away is Sparky?
About 3 hit points, I don't feel.
And then it is Balath's go. Balath,
How far away is Sparky?
he's about 40 feet from you. Meaning you have to actually move to cast your two action heal.
That was the question. Is there anywhere that Bella can place himself that is either trying to cover, that's also along the path of
Yes, you can use another of the columns. The other one that Barak is using to give yourself cover.
Yep. And will that put me in range of Sparky?
It would be. So you managed to heal 13 points of damage.
Cool. Perfect. And that's 1d8 plus 8, correct?
That is correct.
Cool. Fantastic.
Okay, then we move on to these guys. They both switch from their bows to their Ackleys. And first one attacks Mark, getting up flanking. Hitting armor class of actually his armor class of 24.
I can shield block. One action, right?
You can shield block, yes. You can use your reaction to block, which takes your shield off your AC.
Yeah, I just need to keep myself alive again. So. So I'll shield block the first one because I forgot about shield block the other one.
Okay. So it does a whole 3 damage.
Okay, yeah.
Does actually do any damage to your shield. Because shield block does do, when you use that reaction, it risks damaging your shield.
Or I've got harden of 8, so turns to a steel shield when it goes to use it.
I believe that means it's got to get through 8 before it actually does any damage.
The effect of the shield block action trigger is the shield prevents damage up to the hardness of the shield.
So
And if it prevents damage, does that mean it also prevents the effect that would go with that damage?
Well, I mean, if it's the sort of thing that if we're talking a weapon with poison, for example.
I'm talking about a weapon with trip.
With trip?
Yeah.
Well, I would think it would, because technically it's hit the shield, so you have the trip against.
Yeah, so harden of 8, I got 20 hit points on the shield. So.
Okay, so then
I'm back to 20 now, 20 AC.
Then they choose to aid the other person attacking you as a reaction, which they succeeded doing.
Yeah.
So that would be it wouldn't be a critical success. It's just a success.
Yep, that's right.
So that means it's a +1 to the other person's go, and he gets an armor class of 19 without your shield.
Without my shield.
Which means you're very lucky, even though technically you're also flat-footed.
I'm very lucky. I'm very happy with that.
Though flat-footed is a -2 to AC.
So it'll be 18, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Something. Yeah. That's right.
So it does hit you.
It's okay.
At which point it's doing the 5 damage and trips you.
Yeah, I've got to talk a look at this bloody damage thing, because I know it's for the poison, but it says that I can never be flat-footed at all. But, yeah.
I have to look up the specifics of that one.
I'm looking up now.
Well, I mean, it says you are flat-footed to hidden, undetected, or flanking creatures of your level or lower.
That's right, yeah.
So the fact that you're effectively slowed down by poison,
Yeah, probably.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
probably doesn't
That's
apply.
fair. That's very cool, man. I sort of. I'm looking for anything to my advantage at the moment.
Absolutely.
Well, next level of poison also gives you clumsy. That's something to look forward to, I'm sure. Okay, so the the two with Jeremy, they both switch to their Acklys as well. One of them does a melee attack with you, Jeremy.
Yep. That doesn't count as a manipulate action, does it, when they're trying to stop it?
It does not.
Didn't think so.
And it gets armor class 24.
24 will hit.
Because it's not close enough to provide flanking from the other one. And it does 7 damage to you.
Mm-hmm. 32 damage.
And it tries, it's doing a strength athletics check to try to trip you.
Okay.
Does not succeed. Okay, the other one is doing a ranged Acklys attack with you. Hitting armor class 27.
What will get high?
He hits armor class 27.
That'll hit.
Does 4 damage, bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and he also tries to trip you. Apparently their strength rolls are horrific.
Well, let's face it, a couple more attacks, they won't find it hard to trip me. Or at least they'll put me through anyway.
Yeah, they are both pretty bad. Except you don't have any. You're the only one with poisons running through your system. Okay, so it is now Cordar's go.
Okay.
Swing wildly, kill them all.
One of them also made a barking sort of call at the end of his turn.
Right.
Where am I will use battle medicine, one action, isn't it?
It is one action, yes.
Yeah.
A very good time to get in your battle medicine for the day.
Check the battle medicine on myself. Just double check that I definitely did get it, didn't I? So I'm sure that most of the party did.
Yeah, I think all did, I think. Somewhere.
Yeah, battle medicine, yeah. 13 14 plus.
At least 2. So yes, you succeed.
Yep, that's 5. So that's D8, isn't it?
It is a D8. Yeah. No, 2. Is it 2D6 or 2D8?
I'll check it in a second anyway. I'll done the rest of it. And then I will attempt a. Well, assuming that I drop the Warhammer to battle better to myself, I'll probably need the free hand. I will draw my flaming longsword.
Yep.
And attack.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. So the draw would count as an action, wouldn't it?
It does, yes.
Yeah, I'll go the attack anyway. Hopefully I can kill it. So,
I know how much, what dice was what he was looking at. AC 24 is a hit.
Two D8 for success.
Yeah, so then he was
8 points of magical slashing damage and 6 points of fire damage.
That's pretty good.
And I'll look up exactly how many hit points I get back for the.
2D8 for success, Jeremy. 2D8.
Is it?
Yeah, and 2 critical success is 48.
They look pretty bloodied now.
Unfortunately, didn't get anywhere near a critical. But 13 points from that hand.
13 points back. You don't look as bad. It was only a paper cut. Barak is now up.
So can I get to one of the guys?
You can see 2 guys in the bones next to Sparky.
Alright, so get over there and
It will take 2 actions to move to them because of the difficult terrain.
I've got Rock Runner.
Does Rock Runner count for moving on bone piles? I don't think bone counts.
Yeah. You'd be able to mute. I think you've got a lot of background noise coming through your microphone.
Yeah.
I don't know how easy it is for you to mute or not, but if it's easy for you to hit a button, thank you. Obviously, talk whatever you want to, but
Yeah.
So when you use the acrobatic skill to balance on narrow surfaces or uneven ground made of stone or earth, you aren't flat-footed.
It's not earth or stone, it is bone. And it is uneven bone.
But also, it's not actually going to affect your movement anyway. It just means you're not flat-footed while you're actually trying to balance on it.
So I take 2 moves to get there.
Yep.
Then I have a swing with my clan dagger.
Yep.
While my owl is pecking its eyes.
Did you give it a action to attack with, or are you waiting till next round to activate it? Because you have to give up an action to have your familiar or animal companion act. You cannot act. They do not act automatically unless you tell them to at this level. It's an unfortunate thing of Pathfinder. So you can move up to them and tell your owl to attack, or you can move up to them and attack.
Sorry. Alright, so I'll go to the most damaged one.
None of the ones by you are damaged at all.
I haven't hit him yet there, Barn. I just ran up to him and stopped him flying.
You're just tanking them.
I was trying to tank him in my limited health pool.
Alright. So, I guess, what would be the point? So I can stand here where I am.
Yep.
And cast a cantrip.
Yep.
And then have the owl attack at the same time.
You can. Your owl then gets 2 actions. One would be a move, fly up to it, which you can do in 1 action, and then it can attack.
Yep. Alright, so I'll do that. So I'll do the cantrip, I'll stay in cover, and that owl.
Send the owl to attack.
So
Yes.
the thing to keep in mind is familiars and companions only have 2 actions. They don't get 3 actions.
But by spending 1 of your actions, you get 2 from the animal.
Yes.
Yes.
But they only
So I'm
act
doing-
when you tell it to.
Yes. Alright.
So, what are you doing first? The cantrip?
The cantrip, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. A 16 plus 9, which will be 25.
25 is a hit.
Alright. So I was doing a ray of frost.
Yep.
So I was firing a ray of frost. How much damage would that be? Is it
It's a
Because
cantrip
it's-
spell.
a 3rd level cantrip? What
No,
is that?
it's a 2nd level spell, because your highest spell casting is level 2. It's heightened to level 2
So
as a
it's-
spell.
So it is 1d4 plus your spell casting modifier. Now at heighten, you increase it by every +1. It's done by an extra d4, so it'll be 2nd level.
So 2d4.
2d4 plus your spell casting level.
Yes.
Plus 5. Okay.
So you'll be 2d4 plus 5. Yep.
Spell casting level or spell casting modifier?
Ability modifier. So
Ability modifier.
5. Yes, that's plus 4 then.
Yep, so plus 4.
9 points of damage.
So 9 points of damage?
And 4 points of persistent bleeding damage from the owl.
Does the owl actually
You gotta roll it
hit?
first.
No, it just does it.
Oh,
Because I hit it.
How does it do it because you hit it?
It says the bird pecks at your foe's eyes when you create an opening. Until the start of your next turn, your strikes that your bird threatens also deal 1d4 persistent bleed damage.
cool.
And the target is dazzled until it removes the bleed damage.
Okay. And how much bleed was it?
Well,
1d4.
I've forgotten.
1d4. You roll a 4,
Yeah.
you get 4.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Well,
just
rolled
have to-
3.
I have to note those things down so when I'm actually doing
Yeah.
it.
No worries. No
Otherwise, I
worries.
won't remember the next round. And we'll try to chase up where that bit comes from to make sure that's all available. Because sometimes those
Yeah, I don't know if what counts as a strike.
some of the abilities of familiars don't come until later, so I will check that later. Same with rangers, pets, and stuff like that. So I will have a look at that later to confirm. And then that brings us to wings flying in towards our quarter
Okay.
as a giant insect attacks him.
Oh, goody.
Oh, just a flying centipede, nothing.
Where'd that come from?
You remember there were some clicking noises at the end of the last round.
Right, clickety clack, okay.
Okay. So, hits armor class 18.
That will miss.
Tink, as a giant mosquito bounces off your armor.
Yep.
It's about the size of a small dog.
Okay.
Okay, then it is Sparky's go.
Am I prone? You trip?
Technically, I didn't think they managed to trip you properly. I checked the roll,
Oh, okay.
so they roll badly. So you're not actually down.
So I'm up.
Mhm.
I shoot something
And
like
I think that bird is right there. So if you want to shift around, then you can be.
Martin, have you missed me at all?
You are after Sparky.
I think you're after me, Dave.
Yeah, okay, just making sure.
Yeah, cool. Okay. I do.
So if you want to use the flat foot of the owl being there, then go ahead.
To do so, the owl has to use a reaction. The owl doesn't automatically provide flat-footed
Okay.
if it doesn't have an attack.
Oh, but it's kind of used one already. So
No, use an action, not an attack.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
that's all right.
So,
There are some rather specific things with all that wording to make them work properly.
oh, that's all good. So I'm standing. I am flat-footed because of my poison. So I can't battle my set of medicine myself because I tried it during the break and failed, so I can't use that on myself right now.
Well, no, you haven't actually tried it yet.
Have I tried that or not?
Because remember, the battle medicine attempt was what you were doing
Oh, at the time.
for the initiative.
Okay, well I actually can do that then, can't I? Yeah. Okay.
Well, you certainly haven't successfully done battle medicine on yourself. So I don't know if you can, whether that counts, but it's a...
That's all. I'll let Martin do his searching then. I'll
Okay, so the thing I'm looking at here that you called out, the support benefit, you aren't high enough level to call a support benefit as far as I can tell. You need to actually have an ability that calls the support benefit of your creature.
I've got an animal companion.
You got an animal companion, doesn't automatically give you access to advanced maneuvers or support benefits.
Yeah, it's a bit like we had, like early on in the campaign, we have a couple of barbarians with getting powers that they don't actually get until higher levels.
So you have a young animal companion at the moment. So you've sent your baby owl in to fight.
You said Pigwidge. You said Pigwidge in. He's eager.
He cares about Sparky, which is a good thing.
So how do I get that?
You won't find it just comes at a high level, but one of the class abilities that come at a high level.
Most likely from animal companion feats that you won't get normally. So rangers, druids, and paladins can make use of support benefits and advanced maneuvers that way. But the other thing was, considering you are the animal companion, it has to be next to the target when you use the support action.
Yeah. So it can fly 60 feet.
You can fly 60 feet. Not a problem, but it has to be there before you create an opening.
Oh, so it's got to be before the spell gets cast on.
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
But it flew to the thing, and then I created the opening.
You cast the spell, and then you described the bird's action was after you. With the whole way Pathfinder works, it has to be there first.
Okay. So, how does the sequence of events happen?
So you'd have to have
So I go first.
the creature would have to, your familiar would have to be there first, and then on your action, you get to command it to do the support action on top of your spell.
And then potentially it could fly away if you didn't want to get within range, but it has to be there in the first place.
So its first action of the round is the support action, and then it has one more action left. And
I'm casting the spell, so it's flying from out
yes,
of nowhere.
because its first action was a move, it can't do the support action.
Because technically it's still going effectively in order of your actions. Even though it's its own entity, it's technically used up your action.
But it's very confusing in the wording of how it actually says it.
Yeah.
So where would it say that
Basic
I get the
move.
support benefit?
Page 215, they have a paragraph on support there.
Yeah.
You have to take you're taking the support action, not the creature.
But where would it be when you look at mature animal companions?
Okay, so
Alright, anyway, we can work it out later.
yeah, it gets very confusing trying to figure out exactly what you get when you get it.
It took me a while to work out my horse for my samurai character.
So I think you actually still get it. I'll confirm it later. We'll go on as if it does happen that way.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And back to Sparky.
That medicine roll, does that count or not?
It does not count, so you can
It,
still
it
do
does.
battle medicine.
Yeah, technically,
No.
you're immune to your own battle medicine after you've attempted it, whether or not it was successful.
Well, the one that they did before was I took it as their initiative. They were trying to do medicine at the time.
Right, so he didn't actually do his attempt. He just that number became his roll.
Yeah, he chose to do other actions instead of battle medicine on his turn.
Yep, fair enough then. Go for it.
Cool, so I can roll for that.
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'll give it a go. Please not be a bad number. 18?
18 gives you 2d8.
Okay. So I'm going to touch your dice by accident. That's 9 points of healing. That's my one battle medicine action. Okay.
So you don't have d8s?
I couldn't bother doing it. You're closer.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm in trouble now.
Okay.
So I've got 2 actions left. So one stab and the other one will be raising the shield. So
Okay. You're
try-
going to stab the same one that got hit with the
why not?
1-2 from the the freeze ray and the owl.
Yep. Well, if it's picked in one eye, I'll pick it, stab it in the other eye.
The benefit of the support action from Martin's perspective is he doesn't have to roll for it, so it's actually not too bad. But he does have
as I
to.
hit. And,
You do have to have done the other action to get it off. So
yeah.
13.
13 is a miss.
I raise my shield.
You raise your shield.
I'm done.
Okay, then it is Balath's turn.
Oh, we do a fortitude save, don't I?
Yes, you do. What is your save now?
Yes.
Well, round 3.
26.
26. Okay, so you take 6 points of poison damage.
Do we get down level or?
You did go down a level. You're down to stage 1.
Okay. Am I flat-footed again?
You're no longer flat-footed.
Sweet. Cool. It's over to my dear. You go, Bella.
Yeah, Jeremy's going to cop a heightened level 2. Sorry, a heightened 2 action heal.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody could roll 2d8 for
Could you
me, please,
roll-
and then add 8 to that.
I'll get Jeremy to roll his own healing if he wants.
Okay.
Save me from 20.
Another 14. Well, if you actually work it, if nothing else.
Fantastic.
that
So
was-
22 health back to Jeremy.
Bonus.
He almost looks like he's back to
And
normal.
go back to hiding.
He is very. He's on 1 hit point damage. He's done pretty
That
well.
was almost the absolute perfect healing.
It's okay. I just got to spark one more round. It's okay.
Okay, then it is the 2 guys facing off against. I'll do Jeremy first.
Okay, you go first.
Quarter. So the person in front of you hits armor class 20, but the person is aiding to see if they can hit. So they hit armor class 21.
21 will hit.
21 will hit.
Unfortunately, I couldn't make the shield black out, so I was doing up.
Okay, and does 8 points of damage to you.
Yeah.
Win some and you lose some.
Yep.
And tries to trip you. Not successfully.
Very good.
But they did it so badly this time they lost their weapon.
Okay.
Which means they cannot assist their friend as their friend attacks you. Not that the friend needed assistance. So that would be hitting an armor class 28.
28 will hit, but it's not a current critical.
So it just makes it a basic critical.
And I'll use a shield block against this attack.
So it does 16 points of damage.
Okay, so that's 5 points taken off, and then the shield and I both take effectively 6 left over.
Okay. That was a meaty hit.
Yeah.
And that person also tries to trip you. And loses their weapon too.
Yeah, all the luck, doesn't it?
Oh,
Okay.
After critically, yeah.
Apparently he got stuck.
Well, that's probably okay. Probably got stuck in my. I think there's a shield broken, so I'll just double check. Increase the hit points of the shield. I've got noted again.
Well, you're looking that up. One's attacking Sparky.
Yeah.
Hitting armor class of 14. And then the other one swings at Sparky as well. Hitting in a class of 15.
Miss.
Ting ting.
I feel like a tank right now.
Yep.
A dwarven tank.
Okay, so Corda, you're up.
Okay, the shield is not actually broken yet, so
Why I ask you, Jeremy, how much hit points does your shield have, just to make sure?
Not as much as yours.
I know. Okay.
No, so mine's not like mine's a standard steel shield.
Okay,
So it's,
okay.
like,
Yours is
it's only got hardness 5 and hit points 20.
Okay, I've got a high hardness, just saying that hit points. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. So I just had to ask, man. That's all.
Okay, yes, I will take a swing at. In fact, actually, the shield's probably about to die, so he's going to dump the shield and then take a swing two-handed with the longsword. Actually, hang on, I'll say, hang on, that's for the basket sword, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Longsword can't do that, can it?
No.
No, sorry.
Wrong game. D&D allows you to have versatile longsword.
Right, yeah, but okay. Because Corda prefers to use the basket sword, I'm used to actually being able to swap to the two-handed. So, in that case, yeah, no point dropping the shield, what you want to call no break, but you'll swing with the longsword.
Yep.
AC 19.
That's a hit. And then the person decides to use their reaction, considering they didn't assist their friend this time because they dropped their weapon, to dodge out of the way of your blow, giving them an armor class 2 higher.
And does that make it a miss?
Makes it a miss.
Okay. You'll take another swing at him then. 15, 22.
That's a hit, and you can't use the reaction again, and only did it on that one attack.
Yep.
So that's a hit. They have nimble dodge.
7 points of natural slashing and 3 points of fire.
They go down.
I'm down.
Okay.
Took a
And
while.
then I will use my third action to raise my shield again.
Okay.
Even though I might hang off the arm if you're not there at the moment, but it's still got something in it.
Martin's up with Barak. Would you like to do your 1-2 attack again?
Yes, I'd like to hide behind the column, do the Ray of Frost at the same guy, and hopefully the other owl manages to pick its eyes out.
I believe a Ray of Frost also has other effects as well.
Cold damage.
I think if it's crit, mine has something.
Oh, yeah, if it's critical.
Only,
It's
it reduces its speed by 10 feet, which isn't that exciting.
Yeah.
Which is if it's moving.
That's a 22. Oh, well, it's actually a reflex save for you to
A reflex save for me to roll. Okay, the person you attacked gets a reflex of 25.
So no damage and no bleeding.
Okay. And no opening, unfortunately, with your owl.
That's right. Yeah. So it's only does damage if I've managed to strike it,
Yeah,
Okay.
but it does continue to bleed.
that's right.
And it's dazzled. So whatever the effect of dazzle is.
Okay, so, but Martin,
Yep.
Ray of Frost needs to make a spell attack roll. So, right, it's not a saving throw.
That's what I
Oh,
was
okay.
22.
So,
Well, I got 22. I don't know if that's
That would hit.
I was about to say.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless I look them up, I can't tell.
2d4 plus 4, I think it was.
And roll a 3 for the bleed damage. But
Yep. And the damage from the Ray of Frost? 2d4 plus your ability, I think 4.
6 plus 4 is 10.
Okay. So that one's hit, still bleeding, and still dazzled, and then it is the Sturge's go. The Sturge has an attack against Jeremy.
Yep.
Even though in this version it's called the Bloodseeker.
Oh, God, yes. I'm happy with Mozzie.
So it hits armor class 20.
That'll miss.
Okay, it tries to attack again. Hitting. It loves a 12, hitting armor class of 15.
Miss, but not a critical miss.
Yeah, 15.
Yep.
Why not? It goes for the third attack.
It's an animal.
It has an intelligence of 5.
No.
I was going to say, I think it's about to hurt its proboscis.
Okay, so this time it hit an armor class of 13.
13 will be a critical miss.
Okay. There's this squelch on your shield as blood splatters over the top of it and equal.
I thought that strong.
It was a critical miss. They're not that strong. Okay, so that was our Sturge that committed suicide, and it's now Sparky's turn.
Okay. I'll wait for one. No, first I wait for 160. They both commit suicide. No, how they don't. I'll just attack one. So.
Okay. The one that's got blood dripping down its face?
Yeah, got it. 27.
27 is a normal hit.
That's fine. Nine points of piercing magical damage.
9 points of piercing magical, yeah.
How's it looking?
Pretty bloodied.
Yeah, I'll give it another because it's agile weapon, so it's only -4, so I'll give it another go. That's 22, 18.
18. Okay, it just sidesteps.
Can it? Because I did 8 on both those.
You missed.
Oh, I did miss. Okay, yeah, sorry. 19 to hit, was it? Yeah. Then I'll raise my shield.
Okay.
I'm going to... Please, one with your Belleth.
Belleth is up. Belleth may not have the heal left.
It doesn't.
Just destroy one, I'm happy.
Yeah. What?
Oh, do I have to avoid fortitude save turn on too?
Yes, you do have to make a fortitude save. Sorry, thanks for reminding me.
No, that's right.
This is your fourth one.
12.
Hey, 12.
I go back up again, do I?
You do go back up, and you're also flat-footed again. You take 1 point of poison damage.
Okay, that's fair enough. Flat-foot is -2, isn't it?
Flat-footed is -2 to your
Yeah,
armor.
so my shield really doesn't count right now. So.
No, your shield is still there.
Yeah.
Because you can use it to block with.
Oh yeah, but it just doesn't count.
But once you block it, you then lose the bonus of the shield as well.
But the point is, if you have your shield raised, it means that it negates the effect of flat-footed. If you don't raise the shield, you have -2 AC.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so
Like, it's still working.
what is Belleth doing? Hello, Belleth.
You there, David?
I think I'm just waiting. Guys, if you come to I do have to heal, please.
So I think he says he does have a heal. So
I call that.
that means he's doing a heal on Sparky. Would Jeremy like to roll the 2d8?
You hear me?
We can hear you now.
You hear me?
So we've had a 2d8 or a 1d8 hit.
Yeah, it's only 1d8. So
1d8? A total of 3. Huh?
So that
Sorry,
means
they've obviously
11.
burnt out.
It's plus 8.
Plus 8.
Yeah, 11. That's alright, thank you. I look a bit better.
And then it is the two guys either side of you. So the dazzled one tries to attack you with its day's condition.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep. You can hear it now.
Can hear you.
That was a heal.
1d8 plus 8.
We did that. And manages to see you successfully to attack you. Because it had the day's condition, which means it on a 1 to 4 on a d20, it misses. And then it rolls a 1 on its attack roll. And its weapon bounces off and disappears into the bones below.
Cool.
Let's see. What would a 9 be a critical miss?
Yes, it's on 20.
In which case, let's pull out a critical miss card and see what it does to itself.
Decapitates its friend.
Well, sometimes the critical miss are actual positive effects.
I was going to say, no. He succeeds on a crit against his friend.
Sucks the poison out of my body and transfers it to the other person. I can only dream about these things, you know. You've got to ask these
Okay,
questions.
so what it says on a melee thing, it managed to fatigue itself.
Well, it can't hit the rogue, so it just. Oh, this is so hard. Why can't I hit the dwarf?
So I think the fatigue condition means that it gets a -1 to its AC and saving throws, and it needs a full night's rest to remove it. So it's dazzled and fatigued,
Wow.
and flat-footed can be stuck on top of that as well.
Cool.
So it's
So
having a
you
bad
get to
day.
stab it.
And then the other one there attacks you
Yeah, okay.
with a 2. Loses its weapon as well, so they both lost their weapons. They're having a bad day.
Oh, look, after the original rolls, I'm very happy with this right now.
Yep. And then there's
There's one on Jeremy still.
one on Jeremy.
Yep.
It uses an action to bend down and pick up the item. Does Jeremy have an attack of opportunity?
I do indeed.
You get to make your attack of opportunity.
Total of 22.
That is a hit.
So is it bent over in front of him when he...
5 points of magical slashing and 4 points of fire.
I saw where that sword went. He's bent over.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you now.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure you got total 1d8 plus 8.
Yep, got it.
Yeah, we did get that, thank you.
I got 11 points back. Thanks, David. Appreciate it.
Yeah, sorry.
I only rolled a 3, unfortunately.
And Jeremy, he tries to attack you with a 18.
18 will miss.
And he doesn't try the extra attack. He takes a 5-foot step back.
Okay.
Actually, considering you've already attacked him, he moves back. What's his move? Moves back 20 feet.
Okay.
They are smart. Okay, so next one is Cordar's go.
And now it's using an atlas or something, was it?
It's using a Acklay.
Is that actually a ranged weapon?
AKLYS.
Yeah. Is that actually a ranged weapon?
It is a ranged weapon, yes.
Ranged weapon, right.
He can get you from 20 feet away, so you're still within its attack range.
No, that's all right. That's right. Well, the idea, I'm certainly moving forward to attack him, but it was whether or not I stop 5 foot out and lunge at him. But that won't help me too much, so I will...
Just so you know, they're more accurate at range than they are in melee.
I kind of guess that's
Yeah.
how I moved in myself too, yeah.
I'm happy to move up to him and take an attack. Uh, 23
23 is a hit.
for 7 points of magical slash and 5 points of fire.
Just 12 too.
Yeah. So you hit.
Yeah.
Do you take a
He's
extra
still up.
swing? Still up.
How badly wounded is he looking?
Looking pretty bloodied. Meaning at least 50% hit points down.
Yeah. And I can't remember the first time I've done it, so
Just so you know, 21 points because if you were writing them down, you'd remember.
yeah, okay. So I've done 21 points, you said?
You have done 21 points, yes.
Just think he's
He's
like
looking
Sparky.
pretty bloody.
I have no problems telling you what their hit points damage has
What
taken
damage done.
and whether it looks bloodied or not, just not telling you what their total is.
Happy with that. Yeah, no, we'll go. We'll see if we can hit him again and hopefully finish him off. 19 on the dice will help,
It will.
but it's the second attack, so therefore it's only going to be AC 26.
That's a hit.
But unfortunately not critical.
Not critical.
But damage is pretty good. 11 points of magical slashing and 5 points of fire.
Okay, you set their head aflame as you stab in.
Cool. So is he running around like a headless chook? Flaming?
Well-
Or is he dropped dead?
Once you pull your sword back, they just fall over with their head on fire.
Right.
Eyes
and that's what-
burning from the
that's-
inside.
That's my 3 actions. So
Yep. Okay, Barak is up. You have 2 in front of you, one of them dazed and bleeding.
And fatigue.
And fatigued, yes. Sorry, I forgot the fatigue part.
That's right.
So is that one easier to hit?
Yep, that's the one that's almost dead.
It is easy to hit.
Let's finish it.
But will he might well die from bleed, will he?
Sparky's not here.
So that's a 28.
That's a 28. That is, I'm going to call that a critical hit.
So it gets-
With its 2 hit points, I would say that you absolutely annihilate it with the ice, and you see your owl rip its head off, its frozen head off the body.
Big Regent for the kill.
I love R-rating knights.
So that's a young bird. That's a small bird.
Oh no.
Yep.
Yeah, very challenging.
A small bird pulls off a head almost as big as you. With the
That's very
screech of
strong
defiance.
talons.
Okay, so I've got one on me and one on Jeremy then. Yeah.
Amusingly enough, just for your interest, it would have died from bleed damage on its turn.
Yeah, so I was thinking. No, Cordar's cleared all his opponents.
Oh, that's right, that's just me left. Okay.
And Sparky.
I'm going to stab. It hasn't got a knife, has it?
It doesn't seem to have a weapon handy.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'll go a 25 hit.
25 is a hit.
9 points of magical piercing damage.
9 points of magical piercing.
One day I'll use my sneak attack, but I had an opportunity to do it yet.
Well, you can't on this one.
I know, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Okay, I'll go for another attack.
Yep.
That's what was 4. 17's probably a miss, isn't it?
17 is a miss.
That's right. And raise your shield, go. You can kill if you want, Belath.
Balath is up. There is one target left to deliver a fatality to.
And I'll give you enough room above me to hit it. Well, how tall are these things?
These things are
Yeah, right.
size of a half.
I'll definitely won't hit you.
Okay, time to look at a new character now.
We're gonna go with a produce plane.
Yep.
Produce plane. Can somebody resolve that for me?
Can you look up produce flame?
Produce flame. Okay, yeah, I'm just looking up now, David. Hang on.
Because I've got the book currently reserved on poison because it's necessary.
Thank you so much. Sorry.
You're good.
Natural 20 on the, or the 27 upgraded.
So 27 upgraded, so that is a critical hit with the spell. But not a card critical.
I don't know, that's with my poison check.
Oh, if your poison check?
Yeah.
Did we do that at the end of the
No,
round?
we didn't.
You did not? Okay.
I just want to make sure I just don't want to... Because I was on poison 2, I think.
So with a critical success on the dice, whether it was upgraded or not, I think you managed to get the perfect number that you got a critical success,
Yep. So it's all clear now.
and the poison's gone.
Okay.
It's run its course.
So we need to make a spell attack roll against the target's AC.
For a minute, I thought that was a spell attack roll.
No, I was looking at an up while I just thought I remembered. I thought I haven't done my roll. I'll roll for David.
Thank you.
What's your
Hang
spell?
on, tell you my bonus.
What's your spell attack roll, David?
plus.
Hang on. Try not to die.
Okay, I think it's about plus 8.
It's 11, 7 hit.
Plus 9.
Plus 9.
12, probably not gonna hit.
9 is not going to hit.
12, yeah.
No, 12 is not going to hit.
No,
So
okay.
12
No,
is not
yeah.
going to hit.
You missed, unfortunately. Sorry for the bad roll.
That's
And
right, it might have singed you on the way through.
Yeah, I feel
wasn't a critical miss, but it wasn't a hit. So it's not too bad. Now it gets to have a go. It moves back 5 feet from our dwarf, pulls up its crossbow and fires.
God, he grabbed my shield, so
So that is a 13.
or just missed the critical for myself.
You get 22?
22, yeah.
Okay, so the thing ping off your shield. Right next to where your eye is.
So I'm holding my dagger, but the middle finger comes out while I'm holding the dagger. Yeah.
Okay, so it is now Cordar's go.
There's one left for you to kill, Corda. I'm just holding it. I'm just taking it for you.
I will move in and.
It is 3
try and
moves
take
away
it out.
from you.
Oh, 3 moves it? Okay.
How far?
3 moves. It's the furthest away from you.
So what was the distance?
3 moves. So it would be 2 moves, except there's difficult terrain involved.
He's been doing that for answer.
Try.
You could hit it with range with 1 move.
Pick up your hammer and throw it.
No, what's wrong with you? Hammers always hit. They never go anywhere.
So it's more than.
It's
Okay, yeah.
It's on a pile of bones, so you have to go through difficult terrain to get to it. So.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that. I've got a little bit of extra distance available with lunge and things like that, but probably not enough. So,
It's
I
about
will
15
use-
feet of bones that you've got to cross.
what's that?
15 feet of bones you've got to cross.
And how far to get to that bones?
To get to that set of bones would be about 40 feet.
Throw your great sword. Throw your great sword.
He broke that.
He's only just out of range, but and how far? No, he's not going to do that because that would be using the demon's powers that he doesn't want to do right now. So, he will just he will use 3 actions and move right up to it
Okay.
and taunt it to say, "Come on, hit it, we'll go."
Okay, you managed to taunt it, and then it is our illustrious druid's go. Would he like to do the 1-2 punch again?
Yes. Ray of Frost.
If it works, keep using it.
22.
22 is a hit.
That's 6 and 4 for the bleeding.
Okay, so that is pretty cool. Though it does mean that your owl can be targeted. Next up is Sparky.
Is it 2 moves to get to in the guy now?
No, it's just a you can take a 5-foot step, even in difficult terrain.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought I'd ask this one. Take 5 foot in. Would I be flanked? Depends on what Jeremy got, wouldn't it?
Jeremy can use a reaction if he wishes to give you a +1 to your attack, but that means he can't use his shield to block.
And it also then means I can't use my attack of opportunity if he tries to run.
Oh, 5 foot step?
Yep.
Attack.
Okay.
20?
20. Okay, it uses a reaction to dodge.
I attack again.
Oh, sorry. Because of Martin's thing, it uses its reaction to dodge and still get hit.
Oh, that's even better. Okay.
You can thank Martin for that one.
Thank you, Martin. Another 9 points of magical piercing damage.
9 points of magical piercing damage. Yep.
Would that made it flat-footed at
No.
Okay, cool. Just because that's the thing. Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. Okay, so. No, I'm safe now. I've got Jeremy here, so I'm Cordar's here. I don't have to put my shield up anymore. So I'll swing for the second tower.
Okay.
21 minus
So what I'm hearing is Sparky's going for second attack, so I'm wondering, is Cordar safe?
Cordar safe. Got a 17 miss.
You got a 17?
Yeah.
Okay.
And no more poison
And it
attacks.
is just a miss because of the issues.
Yeah.
Okay, so next person up is Balaf. Does Balaf wish to throw more flame?
Yeah, hang on 2 secs. This guy look over.
Looks very bloodied, so has taken 24 points of damage, putting it into half its hit points gone.
And it's currently got Cordar, Sparky, and the Owl all on it.
You can kill
Yeah,
still.
okay, we're just gonna go with reduced flame again.
That's 9, wasn't it? 16?
16 is a miss.
Okay, sorry.
Flame goes past.
I apologise, I'm bad rolling for you.
Then they bleed.
What did you roll to hit?
I got a 7 plus 9 for you.
Yeah, cool. Just making sure.
That's cool, man.
Okay. It swings, well, actually, it takes a, it tries to take a 5-foot step, but there's nowhere for it to take a 5-foot step to. It tries to shoot at Cordar with its crossbow.
I will take an AO then.
I believe it, ranged attacks do provoke AO. I'm not sure about that one. I'd have to check that one.
Yeah, so it's a creature within reach uses a manipulate or move action, makes a ranged attack, or leaves a square during a move action.
Yep.
So,
As I said-
if you can't take a 5-foot step.
No, 5-foot step is the one move action that does not provoke.
Okay, yeah.
That's why it's a specific action. It says
Yeah,
it's a
fair enough,
non-provoking movement.
Yeah.
But
So, but it's a ranged attack he was definitely attempting?
yep,
Yep. Okay, so AC 24.
24. That is a hit.
For 12 points of slashy and 2 points of fire.
Okay, you stab and you see the sword go right up into its chest, and then its eyes burst out of the sockets on fire as the brain melts.
These things can be particularly susceptible to fire. They seem to burn on the inside quite well.
Especially when the sword is touching their brain.
Yes.
Is Nex around at the moment? Or?
Yeah.
I just don't. Why am I? I'm not supposed to be tanking these things. So.
Next is doing this.
Attempting to provide distraction, but not very effectively.
Yeah, it serves you right for not putting the fence out, you little bitch.
And that is called out by Nexa.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Okay, so it is 11 o'clock, and I think that
Yeah.
we call it a night at the end of that as you identify you've been attacked by Darrow, which are dwarven-like fae.
Oh, that's the one we did last time. Isn't it?
I think, were they Darrow below the,
Yeah. Yep, they're the same ones.
about in the throat? Like the.
Correct.
Yeah, they're the ones that
Correct.
that Sparky almost died again too.
The problem was that in Pathfinder First Edition, Darrow were dwarves. In Pathfinder
Right.
Second Edition, Darrow were fae.
Right, okay. Well, Cordar will certainly
I remember
go back and collect his Warhammer,
Yep.
and then, yeah, obviously, we will at least take a minute or two to regroup. So,
Or 10 if you can make it.
potentially.
I would say it would be nice to have 10 minutes to get the full control and that sort of thing back.
Well, certainly, if we're not hearing some gabbling gobbledygook, then yep, 10 minutes might be possible.
Because they were calling out in Aklo.
Aklo, yeah.
Yeah. So,
I was looking at the animal companions and the support type
Yep.
stuff, and yeah, my reading of it is, yep, he certainly can, like the junior animal still can use the support action.
yeah, it's the
And
advanced
of course,
maneuver it
yeah.
can't.
Sorry?
It's the advanced maneuver it can't.
That's right, yeah.
Which is a flyby attack for the
but-
bird.
So, and it talks about the idea that, yeah, if the animal uses support action, the only other way to do is a move to get in position, take advantage of the support benefit. So I would suspect that you probably could do it. It can move in and then support potentially.
But it can't then move out of
the
support.
The question I had was, do I have to be on either side of it to create a flat-footedness?
You do not.
Well, that's what you're about to get to is the fact that, yeah, unfortunately, Ray of Frost probably doesn't work because it actually specifies that your strikes that damage the creature, the bird threatens, and a strike with capital S is specifically a melee attack or unarmed attack, like a weapon or unarmed attack.
Okay.
So effectively, you do need to be beside there to be effectively doing a bit of that flanking type stuff, but not because you're flanking, but because you've actually got to be within range of a weapon.
Yep.
So
you attack with a weapon you're wielding or with an unarmed attack, targeting a creature within your reach or range for ranged attack. So you can actually.
I think in a perfect world, I would be in animal form, because I'd have a bit of temporary hit points. I'd get the full attack bonus.
Okay, yes, I would be range, so apologies. But yes, not spell attack.
Yeah, agreed.
I have to check the magic section, but it might actually still fall into a magic attack, might be a strike, but I'll look that up later for you guys.
That's okay. Hey, Battle Medicine worked tonight, so that's good.
Certainly, possibly if your spell was effectively giving you a bonus on your unarmed, like your claws or something type stuff, then you would certainly do it. Or as you say, if you're in animal form and
and that's what I gave up. So by getting Animal Companion as the level 1 order, that meant I didn't get the wild morph, which would have had unarmed attack.
You took the wild order, so you automatically got wild morph. You get that as a free feat. So I'll have to look at your character build because you may have done yourself a disservice.
The other concern that might happen with the idea of using your support owl while you're in animal form is whether or not you can control the owl effectively. I don't know whether it requires verbal commands or things.
Generally, it does require verbal commands. I don't think you can talk to it as an animal.
Unless possibly you're in the same animal type.
Yeah. So if you're an owl, I think you can talk to an owl.
Yes, but I guess talking to an owl as a wolf
might be a challenge. or at least, actually, no, a wolf could talk to an owl and say, dinner!
Yes. Well, yes, Peter and the wolf, yes.
So just for your information on the fact that you're a wild druid, the wild druid gains the wild morph order spell and also the wild shape druid feat. So
I did change it slightly after I met with you a couple of months ago, and did tinker with it a bit.
Because at because technically the there was an animal one specifically that you would have taken that would have gained you other stuff. Because you wouldn't want to send your animal.
I was doing.
You wouldn't want to send your animal into attack if you don't have the heal animal order spell, which keeps it going.
Yes. So I got that. So so after I met with you, I worked it out a bit differently. So it's animal and wild.
And then you had your second level class feat, which you could have taken wild shape if you wished to. Or enhance familiar or call of the wild.
So I didn't take the wild morph ability. I just took the wild shape ability.
Yep.
Anyway.
Are we still recording at the moment?
We are still recording, so I think we might finish it up there for the night, even though I've sort of been a bit distracted. And I will catch up with people next session. It was a longer game than normal, but thanks for joining. Sorry for Victor who
Thank you very much.
slept through it.
Yeah, Victor got back to me about half an hour ago and said, "Oh shit, I forgot."
Yeah,
So
he thought it was the next week.
yeah, so that's all good. So I'll
Well, that's
pre-warn
probably because
you.
he called in last week.
He did, yes. Okay, so have a good night, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Thank you very much.
And we will see you next game. For
Yeah,
some
good.
people, that's next
Catch you
week.
Tuesday.
See you later.
Have a good night all.